Thanks to
Hello.
Kevin McLeod again.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Saved the day. Where would this podcast be without you?
Where it's at now, the shitter.
Oh, come on.
So, welcome to this week's TNT podcast
Yes.
with your host, Ian, and your, I guess I'm a co-host, dude, Franklin. What's up?
Yep. What's up, man?
We
It's
invited
just
Ben.
us.
Yeah, we invited
Yeah.
Ben, but he says he was up all day, like really early, so he's tired, won't be on. And we also invited Duck, but he's on his own time. He's not even on normal people time or grown up people time or working man time. He's on Doug time.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what Nate is up to, but I'm assuming he's with his new lady friend.
His boo.
Yeah. Which has like 3 kids, which is crazy.
Hey, I can't say anything. I met my wife. She had 3 dogs, and I was okay with that. So,
yeah.
You know, dogs and kids are the same, right? Piss her off. Seriously, though, I don't give a fuck about your kids. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, like, what's... I'm guessing Ben means, like, 12:30 in the morning, because, like, if that was, like, noon, you know, that wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm guessing that's, like, one of his things where, like, he says sometimes he wakes up in the middle of the night and gets back to sleep or whatever.
You know? I don't know why he didn't nap during the fucking day. I mean, he sets his shit to like an egg timer, so he knows. Okay, I must be drawing now. And okay, but what? Are you really that creative? I mean, you got like, I don't know. Whatever.
Wait a minute. Explain that he sets his egg timer to draw.
Well, like he has a set schedule. Like he harps on me whenever I'm like, nah, man, if I'm not in the right headspace, I can't, do some art. And he's like, oh no, you gotta set yourself to be able to do it whenever. And I'm like, no, I'm not a goddamn vending machine. I'm an artist. If I don't feel like making some art, I don't. I also don't eat, but that's beside the point. So, no, he's working on those things where he focuses on one thing for so long, and then he makes himself take a break. So, like, he has a set schedule he does. So, whatever works for him.
Like, I don't know, like, with all that craziness, to like, between me and you, like, is he seeing any kind of, like, what are the fruits of all this labor he's doing, you know?
I don't know.
Like, have you seen any crazy animations or anything?
No. I mean, come on now. He ticked through his website bit by bit with us. You don't think if he had a bunch of shit to show us, he wouldn't be? He keeps that all private until he thinks it's ready for prime time, which I guess I can understand, and I don't. He says he's working on it and going to relaunch everything. I wish him good luck with it. I don't know.
Do you think he's like too much of like a professionalist or OCD about it, and just stuff doesn't get done? Then it's like too much.
No. I'm not saying he doesn't do anything, because I'm sure he does. It's just like,
oh yeah, I'm sure he works on stuff. I'm just saying, like, because like he's not getting paid or anything. He's like, I don't see it too many. I don't know. I haven't really checked out his YouTube or anything, but I haven't seen like a lot of crazy. I don't even know what he's focusing on now, because he's like, oh yeah, I'm an animator, so I'm going to focus on animation.
Well,
I get this giant realization.
Well, like he was doing a live stream the last time I talked to him about his YouTube channel, and he did a live stream where he was just drawing, and there was no audio commentary or anything. And I said, well, how come there's no audio? And he's like, well, YouTube will, YouTube will take away the, flag it because I put music to it. and I'm not having a conversation with the audience. I just want something, because with YouTube, if you upload stuff, it saves it and then you can access it later, which I'm like, okay, but who's going to sit and watch that? Whenever you go, I'm going live, and you're just drawing.
Well, why does he put some Kevin McLeod music on there like we do?
Well, people draw on like Twitch. There's a thing where people paint and draw, but they're talking to the audience. There's a chat and all that. And if you're just gonna do it for your own whatever, just record it with a camera. I don't like. He's like, well, I want to stream it, so I have it. It upload the. Okay, and he's like, I want to have stuff on my channel. No one's gonna watch that. But I mean, I don't know. So I haven't watched his channel in a while. I don't know what he's doing. I haven't really. Plus, the way that YouTube has been doing, you've seen the videos, I'm sure. YouTube has changed the way they're YouTubing.
Yeah, I know I did that article about what was it about the people getting unsubscribed or something.
Yeah, people are getting unsubscribed, and your favorites aren't. It's basically like, remember when Facebook used to do it chronologically? Hey, your friend just posted this shit. Now they're like, we want you to see this post your friend did 3-4 days ago. Yeah. And now your newsfeed is all fucked up.
Yeah, I think that probably relates to the news article that we have tonight about about PewDiePie.
PewDiePie. Yeah, I watched it. He's like done a bunch of ranting videos. He's like, seriously? I'm the top fucking YouTuber, and I got problems. All these other motherfuckers got problems.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I don't mean to try to be mean to him, but like I feel, I kind of feel bad for him that he's doing all this hard work as I don't know.
Well, he said I'm sure he said a go live date. He said that he's going to launch this and that thing after the new year and all that, and that's cool. I'm sure he's got a little whiteboard with all his goals and stuff. He's pretty together. I'm not like that. I just kind of what do they call that? Happy go lucky. Fucking I'm not I don't plan things out really, which is kind of bad, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
to each their own.
We're dudes. Dudes don't plan stuff out.
Yeah, well, because I mean, it's harder for me. Manly men in tights. Yeah. It's hard for me to plan stuff out because I have a 40+ hour work week, and I whatever other stuff I do, I have to wiggle it in. So anything I do really is the weekends, because getting anything done during the day is kind of shot. But anyways, what's Ian been up to?
What have I been up to?
Yeah, Ben's probably sleeping. He's been going to bed at 9 lately, so he's probably asleep right now.
Yeah.
Sweet dreams, bro.
And I get up at midnight.
Yeah, well,
when our show's ending, hey, maybe we'll pop in.
Yeah. I doubt that.
Yeah. Well, as far as what I've been up to, like I haven't this week. I think I really haven't done like a whole lot this week with working on stuff. I mean, I have so much on my plate still I have to do. I have to work on that board. I got to sand the board down. My dad cut it for me at work, and I got to sand it down and then paint it, and then pour that liquid acrylic over it, and I got to put like those little feet on it for so it's standing a little bit off the carpet for my computer to sit on. I have my desk is like I have a temporary setup where my computer is sitting behind my monitor here, and then I have. Once I get that little stand for my audio equipment done, I still have to work. I'm still working on that. Still working on this little cable a little bit that I'm working on. I've just finished. If you see, I was working on something here when we were talking. Mm-hmm. I just got done with the painting. I had to take the tape off of it, but there's these little uh, the small camera, like, yeah, they're like these. It's like a 6-channel couplers.
Hmm.
I embedded them inside this little this thing that I have my dad 3D print out. I designed this. It just had like 3 holes in it, and then I put these round, like audio couplers in it.
Hmm.
And then this cable here is going to be, that's what this is going to be plugged into. This is going to go along my desk here, and this is what I braided. I was telling you about last time. This has the 6, like stereo cables braided in this mesh thing. I'm still working on. I put these little tubes on it so that this thing doesn't come apart. It's gonna like hot glue it. But yeah, they're gonna. So this is just male to male stereo cables. I'm gonna plug these in here. And then I got this little. I 3D printed out this too. This is gonna be what these. I'm gonna like hot glue this end to it, so it'll be like more sturdy,
Mm.
And I'll, like, if you could kind of see, I just plug them in like that. I still have a lot to work on with it, but
That's cool.
then, you're gonna plug in like this, so it'll be just like a nice little headphone, like plug, like outlet for headphones. That was the idea of it, so I could
Cool.
go to buy the couch for Nate and whatever guests I have in the studio.
Papa Booey.
Yeah.
Are you going to get a beekeeper's mask?
Or didn't they have like they had that and they had the welder's mask? And
Yeah, I got one of
Darth
those.
Vader thing. Yeah.
I got a welder's mask somewhere, but that's because I actually have a welder that I hardly ever use.
Oh yeah.
But
what did you originally get it for? Were you working on a project or something?
I wanted to teach myself how to weld. But the thing is, my dad kind of stole it, and he doesn't want to give it back.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hey,
Like he's actually said, "You're not getting that back." I go, "Fuck you! You didn't buy it. It was a fucking Christmas present.
Yeah.
And you don't use it."
Hey, it's
my
a good.
dad's
Go ahead.
my dad's like a tools hoarder. He's got all kinds of tools. Tools. All his garage is just a big toolbox with cars in it.
Yeah.
But
Right.
anyway,
Well,
so
it's a good skill to have. I mean, like that's what I said about, like soldering and stuff. Like if you're any kind of tech guy, like having soldering, like it definitely couldn't hurt you,
Yeah, I think I could do it because I have a steady enough hand to be able to do stuff like that. So
my problem is like what's nice about this stand is I have to use the camera on my phone because of my vision. I have to use something like that to be able to, see it really close up.
Oh.
I don't have like any of those kits or whatever, because I know they have kits where you could have like those little alligator clamp things to hold the things, and it's got like a magnifier on it or something,
Why don't you get like
one of those?
why don't you get one of them USB microscopes?
Never heard of those.
This I never shared. There's a guy on YouTube I've been watching who does a lot of electronics. Like he's very into Linux, and he's a system I think he's a system admin or some similar title where he works. And a lot of his videos are like he built his own router, which
really?
is just pfSense, which is a thing that a lot of YouTube tutorials show you how to do. But he did that, and he explained how he did it and all that. And he will show like not just electronics that say this is a whatever board that goes in for your networking. He'll actually put it under a microscope and show you like here's the pins. Here's why this thing failed. Like he had an episode of his show where he's like, how to buy a SATA to Molex, adapter for your drives when you run out of SATA ports that won't catch fire. And then the very next week, he was like, "So I didn't listen to my own advice, and it caught fire." And he tore it down on the camera. And he showed you where the pins were messed up. And he's like, "This is just a little USB microscope." And I was like, "That's such a weird thing." And I've seen a couple guys on YouTube have them. They're like, "Yeah, I got this cheap. It was like $20." I was like, "What?" So I don't need one because what the hell would I do with it? But I'm sure you could. I'm looking on Google right now, seeing what the hell. Deluxe 3950, 27, 8 LED zoom, XP and Vista. Wow. Oh wow, $16. Hey, there we go. USB digital microscope.
I still can't believe my XP machine is, like my phone is better than that machine.
Right?
Like it has 4 gigs of RAM, and I upgraded it with a gig video card. I think it was like it wasn't an NVIDIA card, but it was like I think it was a GTX 9500. Like the series before they started going into like the back to the 100 series or whatever. And then they went to the the 1000 series. But yeah, like I think my computer was a 3 gigahertz, but it wasn't like hyper threaded or dual core or anything. And my phone is an 8 core, I think, and it's only like 2 gigahertz. So I'm sure that still probably factors into being better processor wise.
Yeah, my old XP machine, it didn't even have a gig of RAM. I tried to turn it into a server, and it was like 512 or something, megabytes. Nothing. So,
right.
But
yeah,
here's
the motherboard supported 4 gigs. Like I have 2 XP machines. The other one only supported 2, but this one supported 4. So
here's a link to Amazon has their, how they have their bestseller. I just typed in USB microscope and pulled this thing up. So,
you think this kind of thing would be good for soldering? Because like,
I don't know.
Like I don't need to see like 100 magnification or something like that.
Right. That was just the first one it said was, best. Like a lot of people buy most people buy the fucking thing, so we know it works. It's not just, made by some guy in China for 10 cents.
Oh, I see him. Yeah, he's magnifying the circuitry and stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure there's like, videos and stuff that show what the guys actually use. Something that would make it easier for you.
Right.
Because it's all about ease of use.
That's cool. Thanks. It's got a light on it too, so that's nice.
Yeah, safety is key.
Yeah. I think for the soldering gun, it has like a really huge tip, and like I was trying to solder.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Yeah. I was trying to solder these the LED strips I have, but like the strip is only like maybe a centimeter, like as thick as like your pinky or something.
Right.
And it's got like 5 channels, like 5 wires at the end of it that you have to solder onto. So like each solder point is like, like it's smaller than the actual tip of the soldering thing, And like if you try to solder the stuff, it's gonna all 5 of them are gonna flow together. So like I have to get like a really small soldering thing or something.
Right.
Like I don't know how they solder those really tiny like rice grain size things,
Right. Well, the USB LED strip I've got for my little lamp I made here, I think it only has 3, maybe 4 little wires that come out to the connector. So I thought that was all that ran through the strip. I've never actually, because it's the kind where, like you said, you could cut it and solder it, but I never did all that. I just bought a meter and stuck it in there and said, "There we go." I would like to when I get a new desk, I would like to get one with a remote so I could change the colors on the fly. But you know, that's later down the road. That's the finishing touches.
Yeah, like soldering isn't as complicated. Like at the end of the day, all you're doing is really just joining wires to each other or to a certain point. You know, it's just a little bit more complicated than, or more of a hassle, I should say, than if you had plugs, you know, that just plug into each other.
Right.
If you break it down to like audio cables, you have the different channels, and then you have the ground wire.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So what else have you been up to?
Not a whole lot besides that. Watching TV and stuff. I'm still waiting. Oh yeah, that's another thing I got. I did buy this thing finally for my phone because that little adapter I was telling you about to, you know, plug my little Flirk thing into my phone or my tablet. Yeah, like I bought this little thing for it's like a little wire adapter for it, and this thing wasn't working out. Like if you wiggle it a little bit, it'll recognize what's plugged in, but for the most part, it was pretty cheap. So I bought this. It was like $5 for two of these little adapters, and this is nice and sturdy. To go from the micro USB to the regular, and then
you could use
into it.
You could plug a full keyboard or mouse to an Android phone, and it'll work.
Yeah, it was nice. I had my music playlist playing, and then I'm using my LED controller that I'm using for the soundboard. And most of the sound effects are up, or where all the color things are, and then I have a couple little, you know, like back and forward and play and pause for, you know, like my media and stuff at the bottom. And it was nice being able to change the music with the headphones on my phone, you know, like changing to the next track or whatever.
Cool.
With the Flirk, you know.
It's a handy little gizmo for hackers.
Yeah. Like if you got one of those things, like I'm still thinking about getting one of those little HDMI adapters that you could plug like your phone or your tablet into your TV to turn it, you know, like to watch whatever's on your tablet or phone. And but I think I would have to get some kind of splitter or something. So if you wanted, you could have like peripheral things plugged in, like the Flirk or whatever, so you could use it. Then you could turn your whole tablet into, you know, like a TV box then, you know.
Sweet.
So, I've been trying to look for people that has crazy setups like that, but I haven't been able to find anything on Reddit or anything.
Yeah, it's I mean, a lot of people, if they get something to work, they're really proud of it and they share how they do it, or at least show a picture of them doing it, and people go, "How'd you do that?" And then someone deconstructs it.
Yeah, one of the reasons I told Frank that I was going to be late a little bit on the show, but that was because I thought it ended up working. But like I was checking the Flirk on there, and I noticed when I was pressing the buttons on the remote, it wasn't registering them as being pressed. And I didn't have my headphones plugged in, so and I had the audio going to my TV. I didn't hear any sound effects. So I was like, "What's going on?" And then like it was only showing like 2 buttons registering on it. I was like, "What's going on?" And I might have to reprogram all these buttons again, but it said the buttons was already in use, and I erased it and tried it. I erased like 1 or 2 buttons and reprogrammed them, and it still wasn't showing up. But once I plugged my headphones in, I noticed the sound effects it was still working on the remote, but it's not showing up on the actual Flirk software. So
that's weird.
Yeah, the Flirk is a little bit buggy with the software, I've noticed.
It's, you know, it's like a little Raspberry Pi style dongle. I mean, you can see the board.
Yeah, well, it's meant to be like a portable solution as far as you're programming the thing. You know, it's essentially like a macro keyboard type of thing where you actually program the things into the adapter, and then the adapter remembers all of that, and it can go to other devices and stuff.
Stick it in whatever device works. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I used it for, because it's the easiest way. My Windows box recognized it, my Android box recognized it, without having to redo anything. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to like that. One of the things I would like to see on there, like I've seen other people complain about, is like more like keyboard and mouse support with it, so you could program, like to scroll up or scroll down with with a button, or like to have it actually registered as like a joystick command or something. But I guess it's pretty much easiest for them to just do the keyboard presses.
gotcha. Have you been doing any coding lately?
No coding. No, like I'm working on all this stuff right now, and I don't want to get into the coding and stuff, because I want to, once I'm done with all this, working on all these little projects here and stuff, I want to then I'm gonna try to like redo my computer with my OS drive. I have the SSD in there, but I have the power unplugged right now. So once I format it and then reinstall my OS on it, then I'll probably get more into the computer stuff. I really, for the most part, I've been keeping my computer off and stuff, or putting it to sleep if I'm not using it.
Right.
So
yeah, now that your power supply is working.
yeah, it's nice. It's fully modular A50.
That's cool.
It came with a crap load of adapters and stuff. It was crazy. Like it came with like 4 different plugs just for your PCI thing. Like my card is 2 6-pins, and they had ones that had like an 8-pin and a 6-pin together, and then I think they had ones with like 2 8-pins or something. I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of stuff in my box I didn't even use because I didn't have a bunch in there, but it gives you upgrade headroom.
Yeah. Well, I tried using one of the adapters from my older power supply, because I needed to be able to plug. It didn't really have any. The power supply that I got didn't have any plugs for one of my fans, because like I could only plug in 3 fans straight into the motherboard, and then I had a 4th fan that's mounted to the window on my computer, and it needed like a little tiny male, like a male 3-pin or whatever, and I had one, but I was trying to use the one from my old power supply, but the plugs that actually plug into the power supply are female or whatever. Like it's the reverse of my old power supply is reverse of what I bought for the new one. The new one is all male, and the old one was like, or the new one is female, and the older one was male, because it was like, it was modular, but it wasn't really like, it was weird. They had like, it was like an inch or so of all the wires sticking out of it, but then the wire itself was like detachable.
What'd you end up doing though?
Actually, I have it right here. If you get these, I think you can see what I'm talking about. Hold on. Actually, I threw it away. So, yeah, I don't even have it.
Well, you could do like a Y splitter to one of your fan headers, and then just connect 2 fan wires to that one splitter, right? Would that work?
Yeah, that's what I had to do. I had a little. It was like a giant 4-prong thing to the little tiny male 3-prong thing for the the fan plug, and it that worked on one of the splitters, because it came with like a few different kind of, what are those called? Called the older style power plugs, like the giant 3 the 3 plug, or the 4 plugs. I mean, I'm sorry. They're like white usually.
Yeah. I don't remember.
I think. Yeah, this is black, but most older computers they were like white. It was this
Mm.
kind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I had like a little adapter. It was like a little wire adapter that went from this to the fan. So that's
Mm.
what I ended up doing. The only problem is like I really had I was trying to have a cable manage, and the thing that the new power supply came with, it had like 5 or 6 of these uh, going out. So like it was like made it really big and bulky. Like I tried to
Mm.
use a uh, what do you call those, like Velcro
Mm.
ties or whatever,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
try to manage it, but it takes up a lot of space. Like I was thinking about just cutting a couple off and then using some electrical tape because I didn't need that many, but I was like, I don't know
Oh,
if I got a 2 year warranty with it, and I don't want to void that, so I was like,
so is
oh
it
well.
fully, is it semi-modular or fully?
It's fully,
Okay.
but
Oh, so
the
none of the wires are plugged straight into the power supply. You have to plug every single one in.
right, yeah, like it's totally modular, like
That's
the
cool. You can change
motherboard
it.
thing. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Hold on for a sec.
Yeah. Okay. And we're waiting for Ian to get done walking around. And oh, here he comes. There he. Oh, nope. There's his headphones. Hi, Ian.
Hi, Frank.
What
Um,
what are you doing, Ian?
I was just gonna show you these. Like, it came with a crap load of these. Man.
Okay.
I'm just trying to explain. Like, I have like tons of wires like this. It had like these, but it had like 5 branching off of them. It was just
Oh,
crazy. That's all.
oh
Anyways,
well.
what have you been up to, man? Have you been working on any
Well,
projects? Did you get any Minecraft going yet or anything?
no, I like I said, I've been trying to stick computer-based projects to the weekend because it's when I have the most time. When I get off of work, I get off so late that I get home about 7, 8 o'clock and have to go to bed because I get up early in the morning. So I just stay up late on the weekends to try and do little stuff like that. And I've mostly been like before I go to bed, I'll watch YouTube videos. So I'll watch like reviews on things I'm thinking about getting because I told you Christmas time is when I was planning on getting a new desk and maybe some new things here and there. And
Right.
and
What kind of desk were you thinking about getting?
I was wanting to get an IKEA, just a countertop and some Alex drawers, and just lay those on top of it and put like one leg in the middle back for support to keep it from bowing.
You gonna get that Galant system like Jay has or whatever?
No, that's no. Um, I
Was
want
it like
to.
really expensive?
Well, yeah, I don't want to do that. Plus, I want as big a desk as I can get because I'm so. This thing is maybe 3 feet wide. I think maybe four, but it's really cramped, and I've got 3 monitors on here that are kind of just shoved in here and barely have room for them. And I would like to have some more monitors. I would like to have some good speakers, and I'd like to have my tower where I can reach it.
Right.
And I'm just looking at stuff to fully utilize my space. I was also looking at like I just found out I've always kind of been I've been into headphones lately. Um,
Right. Headphones are
so
nice.
well, yeah, and I've been looking a lot on like Reddit and reading posts and stuff, and I was thinking about getting an amp because it adds more distance from the actual tower, so you get better sound quality because there's no interference because the sound card is external, and you can put it however far on your desk that the cord will reach. Usually not more than a meter or two.
You can't
And
use your mixer because, like, with my mixer, and I know other mixers, you could use it as a DAC or amp or whatever.
Mixer.
Yeah, because well, my mixer has a USB interface, and it does have both inputs and outputs. Mine has like I think it's called like uh, I don't even know. Like it has I think it's called sound booth or whatever, the sound booth outputs.
Don't got a mixer.
Oh, I thought what do you have your mic plugged into?
Phantom power adapter.
Oh, really? I thought, yeah, for some reason I thought you had like a mixer or something that you got
No,
for
no,
it.
this thing is like this big. It's not a. It's all it is the XLR cable to the power, and that's it. That's all it does.
Well, where
There's
did you have your uh that that keyboard? Didn't you get that keyboard or whatever?
that's on my Christmas wish list,
Oh, okay, that's right.
and that's a MIDI controller.
Is that you gonna be USB then?
Yeah, it's USB.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
it's basically a. I don't know if you guys had heard, talking about. I was just thinking of stuff to ask for friends and family for Christmas. So I'm not just saying, give me money, give me gift cards. A little USB mini keyboard thing, so I can lay down some fat beats.
Yeah.
I I have several guitars, a bass, and I've dabbled with a keyboard before I was actually musically inclined at all. Now I've watched videos and stuff, and I've wanted to play around with it and do stuff. And it's a nice toy to have. It's small, so it won't take up a whole lot of desk space. And that's, like I said, it's just a MIDI controller slash keyboard. It's not an actual audio interface or anything.
You
The
just need an itty bitty MIDI.
but for headphones, like there's this company that makes headphone amps in the USA. Most companies are like in
America.
America. Most companies are China, Korea, whatever, foreign companies that because it's electronics, components.
Is that what the
These,
Bose is?
huh?
Is China and shit? Is
Well,
that where Bose are made?
I don't know, but these guys, there's a company called Shit, SCHIIT, and they're aware of it. They know you're laughing, so they laugh with you. They have a combo that you can buy a DAC and an amp. They're two separate units, so you can use them independently if you want. You can stack them on top of each other. They call it a shit stack. And now they also, but recently they had a DAC amp combo unit that was, at the time, it was just a USB stick to compete with, I don't even know what the hell was the big one at the time when it came out. They wanted to compete. It's like a stick of gum with a little wheel on it for volume. And their newest rendition of it just launched last month or whatever. It sells for $100. It's got a big ass volume knob on the top, and you can hook up your monitors to it if you want to run monitors, or you could just use it as a headphone DAC and amp, or you could just use it as a DAC, or you could use it as an amp. It's got a plug in the front, so you could plug in like your phone or whatever.
What are
And
the differences between a DAC and an amp?
well, a DAC is just a digital to analog converter, which just takes the digital signal from your computer and turns it into an analog sound for your ears. An amp
Right.
just amplifies it, gives it more power to drive heavier duty speakers, or not. Well, in this case, not speakers, headphones. If you have like the more expensive audiophile grade headphones, which are pushing a lot more ohms,
Right.
regular headphones won't work. These this DAC amp unit that I'm looking at, it's made to just plug into USB. But if you want more power, you can plug it in with a just they even say just a cord and a charger for like your phone. That'll work. No, don't waste your money on something more expensive. And you can use it without a computer. You could use it as an amp for your headphones for your phone. So if your headphones that you have aren't thumping enough for you, and you don't want little earbuds, you can plug your phone into it and listen to good music that you have on your phone, with better quality headphones. So it's a little fuel for an interest I have. There's a few different pair that I really want that I would like to squeeze in my budget. I don't know. That's another thing. Christmas money, I never know how much I'm going to get. So I have a little wish list for everything that I feel like getting, because there's stuff that I feel comfortable asking, hey, man, grab me one of these for Christmas, and stuff that I'm like, no one else should have to buy that for me. I'm a grown man. So,
Right.
but
Man, we literally, I guess we should get paid for this shit.
why you say that, Ian?
Because it's shit.
But yeah,
sponsored by shit.
Oh, trust me, every video the shit jokes everywhere all day long. And like I said, they do their own. Linus, they did a video on the shit stack when it first came out, and now they got an uber shit stack. The DAC that I was looking at most recently, that first they call it the Fulla because you're full of shit, and now it's the Fulla 2 because it's the newest version.
Are the employees that work for this company called pieces of shit?
I think they might be shitheads. I don't know. Maybe that's the fans. But but I was looking at that, and in doing this research, I found a guy online that is kind of big on Reddit and other channels called Zeos. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He does reviews on hardware for speakers and computer stuff. And his big video thing, his gimmick is, I think he wears a helmet with a GoPro attached to it. Because most of the video, you just see his hands and his POV, and he's talking the whole time, and his arms are flaring around, and the camera's moving with him. And sometimes he'll lean over, and you'll see the shape of a GoPro for a second as a shadow. And I'm like, is he wearing that as a fucking hat? So, but he's funny because he's very pompous and kind of arrogant, but he knows a lot. I'm not going to say that. He's a very smart guy. I enjoy him because I think he's funny. My wife hates him. She hates everybody. She hates the angry video game nerd. She hates Ashens, another guy I watch on YouTube. She hates the reckless eating. Well, she enjoys the reckless eating guys. They're kind of funny, but boys are stupid. Most guys, she's like, oh, that's the one guy I hate. I'm like, which one? And this guy is like, you remember on The Simpsons, you remember comic book guy?
Yeah.
At the comic book store? Yeah. No, thank you very much. That guy. He's like this guy. And he's like, these, you got to get them because they're just the best. And if you don't think so, you're wrong. And that's it.
Worst headphones ever.
Yeah. He's doing this, these reviews on stuff. I mean, he did a review on this little mini amp that sucks, but it sounds good, but it's cheap. It's not cheap. It's $100. It's made kind of shitty, and he doesn't like it, but it's made in America and it sounds good. And he does like an hour-long video about this fucking thing. He can stretch it on that much. So I've watched.
You could say he's amps.
He's got a speaker collection. He's got these speakers. I was like, oh man, I wonder. He's like, I paid $200 for these. I was like, oh man, I look them up, and the company doesn't even ship outside of the UK. So I'm like, oh fucking, how'd he get them? He didn't have a sub. They have passive speakers in the back. So as it's moving the air around the speaker in the front, it blows by in the back and makes bass.
That's what it's all about.
It's all about that bass.
Yeah.
No treble. But so I've been reaffirming my interest in stuff. Like I said, music, audio in general, gaming. I'm trying to get back into everything. Now that I have a better...
Your loyal fans are hurting, man. They're wanting the Minecraft back.
Right. Well, I've got, a better internet connection. I really should just get on like Twitch or live stream some stuff. And I haven't got around to doing it because it takes so much time to set shit up because you got to crunch some numbers to set up your settings.
Right.
I mean, once you get it going, it's smooth as shit because you just press stream or record or whatever you're doing. But it's the behind the scenes, the magic that makes it all happen that y'all don't see.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
I don't even want to try to get into all the hassle like Jay and Barnclays does with their tech talk, doing all that OBS shit. Like I don't even know what they do.
well,
You know?
OBS is a really powerful program. It has a lot of options. I really most of the stuff I've learned is the Ben linked me to the YouTuber Epos Vox. He does a series on just how to use OBS, and for Twitch or in general, because you can use it for just regular recording. I use it for when we do our Minecraft video, Minecraft chills. I use it for
Yeah,
that and just record it to a local hard drive. And it
yeah.
it works when when you have everything factored in, right? When you
But
dial it in.
what's nice about their show is they have both the their cameras on at the same time. Like smaller on the screen, and then they have their logos and stuff embedded in it.
But how long have we been talking here? Is it time for the news yet, sir?
Actually, I was gonna ask. Did you see Barnacules' episode on that DGI thing? I think that
DGI.
was like yesterday. Well, do you know those? Well, the DJI Phantom drones that they have.
Oh yeah, but yes, but no.
Well, they came out with this little grip thing that has like a gimbal on it, and they have their. I think it's like the same kind of camera that's on the drone, so you can do like stabilized camera shots and stuff.
Mhm.
Well, they came out with a similar version that he was reviewing that had like like a smartphone mount for it, so like you can mount your phone on there, and you can download an app and stuff to work with it. It has like it has different like buttons for like taking pictures and recording video and stuff, and it even
Mhm.
has I think the coolest thing about it is that it has buttons for you to slowly like because it's got like a mechanical uh like servo in there or whatever, so it can slowly tilt or pan the camera.
Ooh.
And then it even has a feature where it can actually I guess through the smartphone app somehow it can like record or not record, but it can follow you. Like if you're walking, like because this whole thing came with like different things. Like it came with like a selfie stick attachments. It came with like a different like little stand attachment and a tripod attachment for it. And like when you put it on a tripod, it'll actually follow you and track your face and everything, or whatever you have it set to track. It'll track it and follow you around, like rotate around and follow you on screen and stuff.
Cool. No, I
Yeah.
didn't see that. I like I said, they're switching stuff around. I'm trying to do that recommended thing is right there at the top of the thing, and you're like, oh, I could just go through what they recommend, but they recommend shit. I want to see what my people are, like posting.
Well, just go to
So,
I just look through my subscription feed and it shows just only random videos from my subscriptions.
well, see, I can't do that. I have too many subscriptions. I need something to filter it out a little bit.
Oh, you mean like how many are they like updating all the time, all your subscriptions?
Well, I don't know because I,
Because
I I
it doesn't show them like each subscription like all their videos like right in a row. Like it'll just show like random things. I mean, it's very similar to the recommended thing, I guess, or just like random videos.
YouTube.
But they should let you have like like maybe have like sub genre like feeds or whatever for you on there.
Let's see subscriptions. Here we go.
Usually it'll just show like a random list of like whatever's what your subscriptions are putting out. I mean, so like I'll have like Furious Pete on there to like Jay's 2 cents. We'll
Okay.
put random stuff on there.
Okay, here's my subscriptions. I have 266 things I've subscribed to.
Right.
And see now, yeah, you could be subscribed, but you won't necessarily get updates from all of them. You got to click this little bullshit bell to get notifications.
Right.
So,
well, what about your go click on the subscriptions thing, like
what?
Like, you know how where like I have my history, watch later, subscriptions, trending.
Whoop.
Like go to the main YouTube. Like if you just go to youtube.com.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Subscriptions.
Don't you have like a sidebar or whatever?
Yeah, look at it. They don't all fit on it. I gotta scroll. Well, that just takes me now. Like it don't. Yeah. See, this is what's on the sidebar. And I don't watch the stuff on the computer. I told you I have a Roku.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what the interface is like on there, but
it's kind of like Amazon, or yeah, like your, just a big full screen, experience. So,
what of all your channels, like what would you like to see, like from what channels? Like, would you mostly want to see like eating stuff or whatever?
I watch a little bit of everything, like the reckless eating guys. I watch them because they post the most, and their videos are short for my short attention span. After that, it's mostly like game reviews or how-to videos or tech videos like Unbox Therapy. Because
when it shows you your recommended, don't they have? Yeah, because it has like recently uploaded also on here.
Well, like recommended also throws in crap that you don't subscribe to. And my biggest problem is I'll watch something and then it'll end up in my recommended, and I'm like, I already watched the fucking video.
Right. Yeah, let me do my screen share. Yeah, like if you can see that, yeah, this is the recommended for me, and then you could do recently uploaded. So these aren't. I'm subscribed to some of them, but like if you go to a lot of times they'll have like just like a bunch of videos from the same person. Like it'll show some of the people that are you're subscribed to. I don't know. I mean, like, it definitely is still a work in progress with YouTube shit, man.
It's so much content in one place. I mean, like they said, yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to open your own website for videos and try to compete? Good luck,
Yeah. Anyways, let's get into the news. We've rambled on far too much.
All our listeners are like asleep an hour. Now. Everybody's asleep. No one gives a fuck.
We've been rambling on for an hour, and it's been an hour too long, huh?
Yeah. So now on to soda talk with Ian and Frank.
Actually, I do have. Do you ever drink these Rip It drinks?
Rip It.
Yeah, they're like energy drinks. They're cheap. Like it's kind of like an off-brand, but they're pretty good. I was meaning to try this since it was a cherry and lime.
Never fucking heard of them.
Yeah.
Never heard of it, sir.
They have them here at the Marks and at the dollar store.
I keep forgetting you have Marks. We don't have Marks here anymore.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Like, where's the closest one? I'll look it up while you talk.
What's cool about the Marks, too, is they were the first Marks to start taking credit and debit cards because, yeah, that was like the thing. They're like, oh, yeah, well, we they would only take like Discover or whatever, and they're like, we do that so we could keep our prices low or whatever. And it's like their prices are still expensive now. So I guess that's probably why they're doing debit and credit. They're getting more and more mainstream, I guess. So I don't know.
It looks like the closest store to me is Westerville. So that's not close at all. Just so you know.
I haven't even heard of that place.
Westerville, Ohio? You haven't ever heard of Westerville? Actually,
No.
I looked up Mark's. It's M-A-R-K, right?
Right.
Well, they throw me on Mark's M-A-R-C, so that's not even the same fucking store. So I guess that's not. I guess no.
Well, what do you
Large
shop
supermarket
at,
and pharmacy.
what do you got, like a Giant Eagle or Walmart or something?
Well, here in my little town, we have a Kroger and a Walmart, and then we just got this little local grocery store just changed over to an IGA here.
What's that? The Kroger? Is that like a local place? Never heard of that. Like I've heard it since you guys are talking about it, but
No, Kroger is they're owned by a big chain, and there's like 3 different. You know how on the West Coast it's Carl's Jr.'s, and on the East Coast it's what the hell are they over here? Hardee's. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
It's like all 3, like the middle of the country, the East Coast and the West Coast. It's all the same thing, but it's different chains. Because I used to work for Kroger for a minute. They're just a grocery store.
Cool.
Um,
Is that where you get like the best deals and stuff, or you do your main shopping?
no, it's one of a few. We got Meijer and shit like that.
Cool. By the way, should we still be doing the update now that you have seen Ghostbusters?
No.
None of this. Have you forgotten about Ghostbusters yet?
Yeah, I forgot it as soon as I walked away from it. But yeah, like okay,
like, do you have any afterthoughts?
No, Ben really wanted me to see it for some reason, and okay, like Kroger is the same brand as like Ralph's in California, or like Harris Teeter,
right,
or Dillon's or Smith's.
Is it like
Fred
Save
Meyer.
a Lot?
No, it's no.
Yeah, Save a Lot sucks.
I haven't been there in years either. But cool. Anyway.
Yeah, was that Ecto-Cooler worth it though?
Well, I love me some Ecto-Cooler. I pay whatever the hell it costs online plus the $5 shipping. So
yeah.
Anyway,
let's get on to this.
The news with Ian and Frank.
And Frank.
And no Ben. Horrible voice, you.
Wake up, Ben. Wake up.
Why? You don't want him on the show.
Go down, get some arrows. Yeah, I'll wake him on the show, man.
I know, I'm fucking with you.
It's kind of awkward with just 2 people. Like, it's
more the more the merrier, basically, with this kind of show. As long as it doesn't. When you start having more than 4 or 5 people, it starts to become like when you're playing a video game and there's like 10 people all playing, and you can't tell what the fuck's going on, and then something happens, you all go, oh, that's how this show would be for like the 4 hours that we make it go, which is
like
a little long.
Yeah, well, it'll definitely, it's guaranteed to go to like 4 hours if we have like all 5 of us, Nate and Doug on here and Ben.
Nah, son. Nah, ain't cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's our first headline, Ian?
Breaking headlines. Not really, but this one is about South Korea cracks down on cheaters with law targeting illicit game mods.
What?
Yeah. And South Korea is supposed to be it's not, what is North Korea? They're like communist or whatever.
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, like what's their, they're definitely not, it's definitely not a democracy.
No.
But this is supposed to be the good Korea, I guess, and
good Korea.
They're more of, democratic type, So, that's why it's sort of scary. Like other countries could start doing this type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the South Korean government has passed an amendment into law with the specific intent of shutting down video game hacks and modifications. According to PvP Live, a recent amendment passed by the South Korean parliament bans the manufacturing and distribution programs that are not allowed by the game company and its terms of service. In theory, this makes it easier for the creators of competitive games to crack down on things like hacking programs, aimbots, and other game mods that give players an unfair advantage to online play. A violation of the amendment law has come with a hefty penalty. Those found guilty could face up to 5 years in jail or roughly $43,000 in fines.
Wow.
But while this could deter would-be hackers from creating programs explicitly for cheating, the somewhat ambiguous act of outlawing any program that violates the terms of service has some League of Legends and Overwatch players worried that non-malicious mods could be caught in the crossfire. So, yeah, that could be a little overreaching.
Is that only for like Korean players? Like,
yeah, well, like I guess it was like the No had a thing on it. I watched it. Like again, like I said, the No, like their videos aren't very long. Like I said in the last one, but like their explanation of it is very long. So, but
the subject matter itself, they'll take a 2-second thing and make it into a 5-minute video.
Yeah, in some cases 10 or 15.
Yeah, I kind of got to scroll through and.
Yeah, and the problem too is like I try to find an actual written article that's about the same thing that they've done it on, and like it always just leads me to the video. And it's like I don't want the fucking video, But anyways, like they were saying, like like those Korean like things where you could pay to like they have like a bunch of computers or whatever people play to play the games and stuff.
Yeah, it's like a parlor, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess like a lot of people were doing that type of thing at those places,
Yeah, because you pay per hour or whatever. You go in and you play some games, and then you go home to your little, thing. Because in a lot of Eastern countries, the population is so dense that your living quarters is not a large place. So you don't have all that shit at your house, which makes sense. It's like going over to a friend's house and playing their fucking Nintendo, which is what you did as a kid, right?
Right. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because
like, will this get like, you go to jail too if you like are like glitching and stuff too? So you take advantage of glitches and stuff. I mean,
yeah, like, this could be
pretty vague.
I mean, they make it illegal to cheat. That's taking it a little bit too far there, I
My
think,
question too
because
is like, are you gonna be put in jail too if you're just like upload some scripts and stuff? Like even if you like if you're not really violating any terms of service. Like if you don't even have the game in the first place and you're just writing some code and releasing the text documents or whatever, you know?
well, like say, like you said, if it's not malicious, if you just if you have a single player game and you
Yeah.
mod it and whatever, and then you post a video of it on YouTube, are you going to get fined slash arrested? I don't know. I don't know how anything goes in Korea. I've only played on one Korean server ever in my life. It was for actually, I play an old Eastern board game called Go, or in Korea it's Baduk or Paduk. In China it's Wei Chi. Uh, and for a
Yeah.
while, the American server I played on was down for whatever reason. So all the players were like, well, to be able to do anything, we got to play on this Korean server. And I said, okay. So I had to join up, and I didn't realize that the rankings for the USA, if you were the top rank, if you were okay here in the US, you weren't shit over there.
Yeah.
I played some guys because you put your own rank at the very beginning before, and then you play some guys, and it goes, okay, you suck, and your rank drops down. Mine never went above beginner at all. I would play people, and they're like, "Are you serious?" Like they're very polite because they're talking to me in English, and I'm sure it wasn't their first language, but they're like, "Oh yeah, your rank." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I'm American. God damn it, my server's down." And then when the American server came back up, I'm like, "Oh, please, let me just play some fucking people who don't know what they're doing." So just a
Yeah,
little bit. Let me win one.
I probably could have, like, if I would have kept at it, I probably could have gotten pretty competitive. Like, I could have been like a competitive player or whatever. Because, like, I don't know, have you ever played those Tony Hawk games back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would always usually beat, like, I was the best out of all my friends and stuff, and like I could get like I forget the exact score, but like the highest was somewhere between like 15 and 20 million or something
Mm-hmm.
points I could get within like the 2 minutes,
Hmm.
like one of those 2 minute rounds that you just get to like free skate or whatever.
I would just go around until I glitch and fall through the fucking world and then die.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, like those people are like crazy over there, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's like very competitive with everything, eating, video games, you know? Like, I mean, and
Well,
that's good being competitive.
like like I said, the board game Go. It's an actual board game. Like I have actual boards and player pieces, and I've been a member of a club for the OSU, not just the students, but people in Columbus who play, and we would meet and play face to face and stuff. And in Asia in general, not just Korea, they actually have schools where they like it's like chess school basically, where they will, at a very young age, they will become indoctrinated into what it takes to be a professional. And if you don't reach a certain age, they cut it off. You can't become a professional. And if you're really, really good, but you still can't become a professional, what else are you going to do? I saw professional players that are, world champion players played online with a bunch of guys that were just, free online, and they got their asses handed to them because these guys, that's all they do. They went to school for it. Can you imagine anything else? Like you go to school to be a doctor, and they're like, okay, well, you're 25 now, so you can't be a doctor. So go just play around with this fucking book. And you have the cure for cancer in your fucking hands, but you can't fucking do it. Oh God, that would be horrible. But
Yeah.
that's what it's like. So yeah, that's one of the
Oh,
little. I'm involved in a lot of bullshit circles that you don't even know about, Ian. I'm sorry,
oh wow.
dragging some other thing into it here, but
So, sounds crazy. But
yeah,
like I what I would you know what would be messed up though, it's like you get sent to jail if you're actually, cheating using the cheats that were already made in the game.
Yeah. Hey.
You go, whoop, whoop.
Yeah. So this is a pretty interesting article there, Ian.
It's kind of depressing news, but it's not really happy.
I mean, lots of shit's possible.
Yes.
Especially when you start talking. I got some sad stories too, talking government and technology. So be prepared.
Yeah. Okay. It's a shame Ben wasn't here because I thought that he would have some opinions on this one and another article that I had. But this one is about a professional sculpting and virtual reality with the Oculus Medium. And then this is on Tested. Unfortunately, I do gotta show some video. Hopefully,
flagged,
too bad,
demonetized.
Well, like they kind of show him sculpting on this thing using some tools that kind of looks like the one kind of tool looks like a Pit Boy or something, you know. It reminds me of it kind of. But yeah, so you can see him sculpting and stuff, and he's talking with the other guy during the whole video. Yeah, it's
well. That's cool. You're talking about in his left hand is the thing that you're saying is like a Pit Boy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's basically a handheld palette.
Yeah.
When a lot of painters that I've actually watched will make a palette and just hold it in their hand, so that way they don't have to go that far with the brush.
Right.
There's a famous sign painter who does all kinds of shit, and he has a palette rigged up with a thumb hole that it's only this big, but like he takes a index card, folds it up 4 or 5 times, and he's got a little cup, and it fits right into his little metal palette that he made in the 1940s, and fucking he dips his brush in it and paints, and he's 90-something years old.
Yeah.
So that's very reminiscent of that, but like in this modern technology. This guy is trying to draw a penis. I see a nutsack.
This is like the thing with the tentacles coming out of his face. I forget what he was saying. It was a character based off of. It kind of reminds me of the one bad guy in one of those Pirates of the Caribbean movies or something. Yeah.
Reminds me of Cthulhu or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, I think that's what it's based off of.
Okay, quit showing video before we get kicked off of YouTube forever.
But anyways, like you could do very detailed sculpts and stuff with it. You could do up to resolution and stuff to like really high and sculpt with it. Like what he was saying is a lot of the like the technique with a lot of the stuff is you sculpt with like a rough resolution of polygons, and then once you need to do more finer details, and you make it higher and stuff, you know. So it's like you've got to black things in first, and then you get into the detail, just like you would with normal sculpting. I think he uses some kind of button and stuff to rotate around the thing or like spin it around. What I think would be cool is if they had it where, like, if you wanted, you could walk around it like you would like a normal sculpture or whatever.
So he can't even just walk around it. He's got to use a controller.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like you can look around and stuff, the environment, but like I think they're trying to treat it like where you're sculpting on, you know, like how a lot of people sculpt on those lazy Susan things or whatever, and they spin it around. They kind of treat it like that.
Huh. Like a potter's wheel kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, see, the Oculus, the big thing about that is the motion tracking, because like you're actually moving around, whereas this could be like a almost like PlayStation Move or whatever the hell they call it, or like even like the Google Daydream or something, where you're just sitting with your headset on and you have a controller, because you're not really that's another thing that's wrong with VR, is a lot of people to actually move. And if you don't work out with a teleportation system, if you're actually moving, most people get motion sick because they're not moving. They're sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
And this guy's up and walking around, but it's kind of wasted.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say he's standing. He might as well be sitting down with this, you know.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, his head moves around a little bit, but if you're stationary, what the fuck's the point?
I really haven't looked in thoroughly into the software, but I mean, I could be wrong. You could be in that mode. Like, I don't think they probably wanted him to be doing that anyways, because it'd be hard to get him on camera that way.
Right?
Uh, so I don't know. Like, you could do it that way. I think it would be cool to do it either way. You know,
Yeah. I'm not saying it wouldn't be
they
cool. I'm
have
just
that.
saying it's a
Hopefully, they had
waste
the
of.
option.
I'm just saying it's a waste of horsepower of a rig. You know, I mean, I
Yeah.
because like, I mean, your machine's got to be beefy to do the 3D sculpt. I understand that, but then to spend the extra to get the Oculus headset and all that, just get like a Gear VR and make it fucking work.
Yeah. Yeah, like you could paint with on the sculpture and stuff too for the texturing.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, it's still in its infancy for the most part. I guess like there was still some drawbacks. The guy was saying with the software, like you can't use you really can't use any like stencils and stuff for sculpting. So
Then
like,
why even do it?
well, you said you can like if you model like an object, you could use that as kind of like a pattern or whatever to press onto it. But like it's a little bit that's more cumbersome. You know, like you would have to like make your own library of like stencil models or shapes or whatever. You know. But yeah, like in ZBrush, you can use like like the same kind of. I think it takes the same kind of files you can use for Photoshop brushes. You know. I don't know. Um, I like to use Mudbox myself for like the sculpting stuff. But I mean it's interesting, I guess. Um, I think it'd be cool too is if they had that. I remember we did an article a long time ago about like these gloves or something where like you could where it had like tactile feedback and stuff from the model, and it like it pushed back against you, so like you could actually like you wouldn't actually it'd be hard to go through where the actual model is supposed to be recognized.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know about that shit.
Yeah, like my question to you is like what would you think about this type of thing for like if you're trying to do like pinstriping? If you go look around VR and seeing just so you can see what you're pinstriping.
Yeah, no.
It's like you might as well just pinstripe in Photoshop.
Right. Well, I'm so dependent on the feel of the brush, because the way you thin and stuff is all on the fly. Like you reduce the paint. It's not like you mix it to so many thousandths and all that shit. You like literally go, okay, I got a bit of a drag and it's go. You feel it, and this would be like just drawing in MS Paint.
Yeah.
There's a straight line. Oh, I didn't hit control. Now it's not straight.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, that's definitely got to take some talent right there.
Yeah, like he said, he sculpts just with like a tablet and stuff. He doesn't even use a Cintiq. He's sculpts with one of those because he actually prefers it that way or something, which is kind of weird. So I guess like if you're someone that has that prefers the disconnect between drawing on your desk and drawing right on the screen, I guess it would make sense that you'd be more into this type of thing, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, he said you can. People have made like a lot of high quality 3D models and stuff that people have used already for video games and movies and production and stuff. So good on them, right? It's just a different way of inputting your data, I guess, you know.
Oh, I forgot I was going to show you this, but now that we're on the show, I'll go ahead and link it anyway. Excuse me. This have you seen this product here, the Air Bar?
Air bar.
You take this little bar, right? See this little thing he's got here.
Yeah.
He sticks it to a screen with a magnet, and now his screen is a fucking touch screen.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just held on by a magnet. So if you decide I don't want to use it today, you just take it off and plug it. You know, I think it plugs into USB. I think it was on an episode of Unbox Therapy. It's designed for Windows PCs, but you can use it on a MacBook. But the screen has to be the right size.
What, can you use it like a normal monitor?
Well, see, that's what I was looking at. Right now, it's only for laptops. I assume because they're smaller. But like, yeah, like a 15 or 15 point something inch screen. But I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That we're there.
Is it using like does it have like cameras on it or whatever?
I don't know. I mean, you see it. It's a black bar. it's like the size of a ruler.
Yeah. Yeah. A while ago, I was thinking about the idea of getting. Let me see. I wonder if I still have it. And tablets. Is it this one? No. Anyways, it was pretty much just like it was like a picture frame with just like a glass sheet on it that turned your whatever monitor, whatever you have, into a actual touch screen, you know, that you mount onto it.
Well, the ones that they had on that site, the biggest one was only going for $69.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is.
I hope they come out with something like that for a regular monitor. But, you know.
Yeah.
So, Oculus Sculpt, where are we at now here, sir?
Okay, so. Oh, yeah, this is Konami files new trademark for TurboGrafx, which is a console.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Konami filed a trademark for TurboGrafx with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. The trademark covers a broad group of classifications pertaining to video games and video gaming consoles. A filing discovered by NeoGAF user Roasty was filed December 1st. The application has merely been filed at this point. However, the filing is currently awaiting examination by the USPTO. For those unaware, TurboGrafx 16 was a console created by NEC and Hudson Soft in the late 80s, sold in Japan under the name PC Engine. While the TurboGrafx 16 failed to excite consumers outside of Japan, it was notable for being the first home console to have a CD-ROM add-on. Additionally, the Turbo Express was a fully portable version of the home console and one of the coolest handhelds ever created. The trademark filing is broad in scope, so it's hard to nail down what exactly Konami might have planned for the trademark. As Roasty notes in the original NeoGAF post, Konami controls the IP of Hudson Soft, creators of such titles as Bomberman, Bonk's Adventure, and the Adventure Island series. So there's that, which is nice.
So there's that, which is nice. So
yeah. They like separated that into different senses. Whatever Konami has in store for the TurboGrafx trademark, it can't possibly be as heartbreaking as the Metal Gear Solid 3 pachinko machine.
Well, the you got what they were doing there with that. So there, I got that going for me, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
There was Bill Murray,
Oh,
Caddyshack.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Caddyshack.
On an unrelated note, I had a friend post on his Facebook recently. I had a crackhead walk up to me and asked me if I wanted some rocks. And I thought about it for a second, and I replied to him. I said, "No, Steve." I said, "A crack addict wouldn't share. What you met was a crack dealer. The more you know."
Yeah.
And then I
The
had a
more
quote
you know.
Friday. I was like, "What I'm tripping on is how are you going to sell bud and you smoke it?" So that's all. That's what made me think of that. Because it was a movie quote.
Right.
I used it in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Well,
did.
Facebook is as real as it's going to get.
Reels.
Did you ever play a TurboGrafx game?
Nope.
They're kind of cool. They're uh, I mean, they're like a lot of the old arcade games would just have a Neo Geo system built into it that would have multiple cartridges.
Yeah. Like, I didn't really jump into any of this, like, the CD based stuff until, yeah, like the PlayStation 2, I think it was. Like, I didn't get this Sega CD or anything. Like, the main thing I played was, like, throughout the late 90s was, like, the Nintendo 64.
Mm-hmm.
And then before that, it was, like, like the Sega Genesis, though.
Mm.
Like, when I was, like, a small kid, like, I really wasn't, like, that big into video games. It was until, like, I was my teenage years that I got more heavy into it.
Well, like I think I might have misspoke. I think it was the Neo Geo. Was that the one that was more arcade based? I don't know, but it was a home console that was around, but wasn't I wasn't going to run into somebody who had it. Basically, same with the 3DO. Looking back at that stuff now, I think it's really cool, and I wish I'd known somebody. But that's why a bunch of those companies failed. And now people own these things, and they're going to try and do something with it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Konami.
Konami. I'm surprised like there's still even a company like. I mean, they must have they probably lost a lot of followers after all the what's that guy's name with the Metal Gear Solid.
After the guy left.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Yeah, I don't.
I get a lot of hate for forgetting about his name, but
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Wasn't it Aero or something? I don't know.
I don't remember, so I'm not gonna try and butcher the name.
Yeah, but after you left, I'm sure and not letting him even accept an award or whatever. That was pretty shitty too. Like that, they're kind of they shot themselves in the foot with all that stuff. So like,
Yeah,
I don't expect the council to do that good, no matter what kind of feature they has on it.
yeah. Dickheads.
I know, man.
So what's your other story, Ian?
You don't have any other comments about that?
No, it's like we're planning on doing something, but I don't know what.
Yeah. Well, like I didn't read the full article. I thought they were gonna have. I kind of thought they were gonna have some specs in there, but
Yeah,
well.
you gotta go by a first part of it and the title, and then read a little bit on there to have some authenticity to your reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Anyways, this is the other article that I figured Ben might like is woohoo, the first image from the new DuckTales series is here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh
Well, this
it's
is
a
not new. This is old. Well,
I don't think
that drawing is what I mean.
uh well it says when word got out last year that DuckTales, the seminal Emmy Award winning Disney animated series, would be getting a reboot on Disney XD, we were beyond ecstatic as its 2017 premiere nears. We are treated to the very first image from the new show. So I
Mm,
guess they were saying that it's one of the things was it was going to have Donald Duck that wasn't in the from the like the 1980s or whatever show.
mm, he was there, but not really.
Right. And it says this new series once again stars Scrooge McDuck, grandnephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and of course Donald Duck. Based on this image, the new series will once again feature the kind of comic misadventures the original show was so well known for. As for the style, this is decidedly traditional, borrowing from the streamlined graphic style of the insanely popular Mickey Mouse short series. Uh, yeah,
That's it. They got one picture.
yeah,
Um, it kind of looks like the little golden books you would have read back in the day.
right.
It's like a painting that they would have cartoon characters uh, in front of, and I don't know. I mean, uh, I I was. Were you a big Ducktales fan as a kid, Ian?
Yeah, I mean, I liked watching Scrooge McDuck dive into all of his cash and coins and stuff, and swim around. I've that stuff was fun.
Hmm. I saw like the Ducktales movie and all that shit. I was really big on it in the day. Still am.
Yeah, yeah. Like I wasn't as much of I was more of a Universal guy than a Disney guy. Like like I like alternative shows like Tom and Jerry and stuff. Yeah, like I do like Looney Tunes.
Hmm.
Uh, what's the Looney? What was the one like the ones with the kids?
Tom and Jerry Kids.
No, not
Oh,
the no
you're
Tiny Toons.
yeah, yeah. I was big into that.
Yeah, that was nice. But yeah, like I didn't watch like a whole lot of cartoons. My parents said like when I was a kid, like I would like be watching the Ghostbusters movies like all of the time when I
Oh
was a
yeah.
kid. Yeah, I would just like almost sometimes I'd watch it like every day or something.
Hmm.
I don't know why because I couldn't handle that now watching any movie every day.
Yeah. It like a friend of mine. We were watching Nightmare Before Christmas. He said I used to live with a 5-year-old that watched this 4 or 5 times a day. I'm like, ugh. I wouldn't stay at home at that point. I'd leave.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, this one isn't that interesting, but I thought Ben would have more to say about it. I thought Ben it would be more of a discussion piece for Ben.
He'll be on next week probably with more to say.
Yeah. Anyways, this is going back to the YouTube shit that we were talking about. PewDiePie claims he will delete his YouTube channel today.
Hmm.
Problems with YouTube suggested and recommended lists affect high traffic channels. PewDiePie.
PewDiePie.
No, it's more of like a PewDiePie face. uh, News rocking the YouTube world this week comes from the most subscribed creator on the platform, PewDiePie, whose real name is Felix Kaisenberg or Kielberg, released a video lamenting some of the issues he has had with YouTube recently, saying he would delete his YouTube channel once he reaches 50 million subscribers. Gilbert passed that milestone this week and tweeted out yesterday that he will delete his channel today at 5 p.m. DMT or 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Gilbert's main problem with YouTube, which other top creators, including Jacksepticeye and Philip DeFranco, have complained about as well, is the apparent change in users' recommended and suggested videos, or how YouTube prioritizes its videos, or prioritizes what videos get promoted. He explains in an update video that most YouTubers get half of their views from these two sections. As a viewer, your recommended and suggested videos typically populate with videos from creators you watch regularly, showing you their videos that you may not have watched yet, as well as videos from similar creators. In this video, Kielberg opens his YouTube analytics to reveal that in October of 2016, some of his videos received 60% of views by being on suggested lists. However, 1 month later in November, some of his videos only received 0.07% of their views from the same list. And he speculates that this is because YouTube is now favoring videos with high click-through rates, or videos that grab a viewer's attention and make them click immediately. So yeah, like clickbait. He also claims this would.
He made a bunch of clickbait videos, and they were more popular than his regular blog videos, he said.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there's that. The article reached out to YouTube to see if there had been any changes to its algorithm. Calvert contacted YouTube as well, and apparently the company is aware of the issue and told him it is working to fix it. However, YouTube did not tell Kalberg if the situation is a result of an intentional change or just a glitch. Yeah. Okay, it says update. Gilbert did kind of fulfill his promise. He uploaded a video to his PewDiePie channel about 45 minutes ago of him deleting his second channel, Jacksepticeye 2. The PewDiePie channel remains on YouTube with just over 50 million subscribers. Google representative also provided ARS. Yes, so that they made this statement. Some creators have expressed concerns around dropping their subscriber numbers. We've done an extensive review and found there have been no decreases in creator subscriber numbers beyond what normally happens when viewers either unsubscribe from a creator's channel or when YouTube removes spam subscribers. We do the latter to ensure that all creator subscriber numbers are accurate. And then they also said, in reference to YouTube algorithm changes, like Google representative told ARS in an email, we change our algorithm all the time, but it's always done to ensure that viewers are getting to watch more of the videos they love and that creators are benefiting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love Google, but I don't trust them either.
Yeah. I found it interesting. I didn't know Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie were like related channels. Or Jacksepticeye 2.
I don't know. He said he was going to delete it and then just start another fucking channel so it would actually mean something. Sure, motherfucker, sure. Now everyone's all mad.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, YouTube is you gotta get your shit together, man.
Hey, no other site with videos is as big as YouTube is, so you can't really you can bitch all you want, but until you make your own fucking site that's as big, you're not in the same shoes as them. That no one's fucked it up like they have yet.
Yeah.
They can do really whatever they want with it. They it's theirs to shit.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I enjoy it because for right now it's free. I'm hoping they don't eventually make you have to go with the YouTube Red, but I don't know.
Red, 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 red.
I like the idea of using Patreon to only support the people I want to support. So,
yeah, then it'll be YouTube Red Rum.
oh boy, rim shot.
I'll do it.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
I didn't know it was worthy one. But yeah, or if you would get the reference, which is good that you do.
Red rum, yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm tripping on is how you're going to sell bud and you smoke it.
Right.
On my Facebook, I asked recently, I said, if you had to pick one, Robin Hood Men in Tights or Spaceballs?
I don't know, man.
Have you seen either, Ian?
I've seen Spaceballs, and you said Robin Hood?
Men in Tights.
No, I haven't. I think I saw parts of the Men in Tights, but not the whole thing. And the Spaceballs I saw a really long time ago. What, is that a good movie?
You're making my head hurt, Ian.
What?
They're both amazing, awesome, great movies, and you're like, "What is it good?"
Okay, well, I guess I'll go and. Well, the thing is I only saw part of it like a long time ago. Like, as a character, I haven't been a big fan of Robin Hood. Well, I'll go watch it though fully.
Right now.
Well, I tried watching the like. I tried watching part of the newer Robin Hood thing that they had, but it didn't seem that good. So
no. Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Unlike some Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent. He was making fun of the who was that asshole who played Robin Hood in the 90s? Anyway. Excuse me. Yeah, it's really good, really funny. Good stuff. I just won't stop watering.
That sucks.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah, they do that. They start watering, and then I rub them, and then they dry up and start watering more. Okay, what do we got here?
Okay, so this is about after Crack's developers have removed Denuvo DRM from their games.
Crack is whack.
That Crack is whack. Is Denuvo issuing refunds when its protection stops working? Okay, so the article says, how valuable is a digital rights management DRM piracy protection scheme after it has been cracked? The obvious answer is not at all, an answer that seems to have been confirmed by the removal of Denuvo protection from two popular games, both of which saw that DRM scheme fail earlier this year. DDoS Gaming reports that the 2016 reboot of Doom no longer has Denuvo protection built in as of an update that went live earlier this week. The move follows a similar pattern to that of PlayStation's Inside, which removed Denuvo protection last month. Inside DRM protection was cracked in August. Playdead, Bethesda, and Denuvo have yet to respond to a request for a comment from Ars Technica on the matter, but there is significant speculation and discussion, including from one purported Denuvo associated developer on Reddit, that Denuvo's contracts include a refund clause if the protection is cracked within a certain time period. Doom was cracked roughly 4 months after its release, while Inside was available for only 6 months before its protection was broken. For about 2 years, Denuvo provided best-in-class, seemingly unbreakable copy protection for the handful of video games that could afford to employ the company's reported expensive services, but the first cracks in that previously impenetrable armor began to appear in August with a Doom crack that fooled the computer into thinking it was running a legitimate free demo of the game. While this method for cracking Denuvo protection is time and effort intensive, and it can't be directly generalized from one game to another, the cracking community has managed to successfully break Denuvo's hold on games, including Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, Mirror's Edge, Catalyst, and Rise of the Tomb Raider. If any of those titles suddenly remove the Denuvo protection entirely in the near future, it will lend some support to the theory that these cracks are actually activating refund clauses that could impact Denuvo's bottom line.
Wow. That's how you pronounce that? Denuvo?
Yeah, Denuvo.
It reminds me of Lenovo.
Yeah. I think they use that on that new because I wanted to try that game to that Just Cause 3 game, and I think didn't they have that on GTA also?
I don't know.
I like that game because I have the Just Cause 2 on my computer.
Hmm. I don't know. I hate DRM. It's a pain in the ass. I mean, I know it's a necessary evil, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it does, like, a lot of times security unfortunately makes it more, it's almost an unbearable hassle for people, you know.
Uh-huh.
You know, like a lot of the new security with the chips and the credit cards, like a lot of times that's a hassle for doing it at the stores or whatever, you know.
Yeah. God damn it. Like, most games now, if you buy them and you buy a game and half the shit is just downloaded straight from the internet. Pornhub.
Yeah.
There's no point in even having the disc anymore.
Yeah.
I saw a case somewhere that said digital download only, no disc inside. I'm like, then why even have a case?
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck? What's in here? A pamphlet that shows you how to log on? I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's incrackable, but it's not. I don't know. I'm glad I don't have stakes in that because that's very expensive.
Right.
Is that your phone?
Yeah. Sorry. Well, I
No, I was
guess.
just wondering.
Yeah. I guess that'll be it for mine then.
Oh, that's all you got?
Yeah.
Oh, I figured you'd have a whole.
It's time for your news.
Okay. Well, coming from Ohio, this struck me as interesting, and it was relevant somewhat to the stories we've been following lately. Here's the one I just linked in the room, or the chat, or whatever the hell it's called. Whoops, gotta scroll back up to the headline to read
Okay.
it properly. Michigan approves cars without drivers or steering wheels on its roads. Because, they want to make the Google car, because Uber and Lyft are great, but it'd be great if they didn't have to have a fucking driver. If they just build the car and it drives you. Oh, boy. The governor of Michigan today signed into law a series of bills that allows fully autonomous vehicles, including those without drivers and steering wheels, to begin using public roadways. Flanked by a Ford Model T and a self-driving Ford Fusion, Governor Rick Snyder signed 4 bills as part of the autonomous vehicles legislative package that allows the operation of autonomous vehicles on Michigan public roads. Before, only testing of the vehicles by manufacturers was permitted. As far as I know, Michigan is the first state to make it official that these types of vehicles can be used on public roads. Yeah, they're rushing out to be the first. Okay, so people are going to die in your state first. I mean, there's a reason that when you watch a movie, like you go to see Fast and the Furious 7, 8, whatever the hell they're up to, it goes professional stunt driver on a closed course. This shit is I don't want to be the cannon fodder in their latest accident. It's bad enough with people that can't drive, but then when they give it over and let the damn computer do it, like
Right.
scroll to the picture of the road with all the cars with the circles on it.
This
I
one?
think it's
Yeah.
up a little bit. Yeah. Nope. Back down to it. Okay, I have a question. That car to the furthest car on the left going to the right.
Okay. The bus?
No, the furthest car.
Oh, this one here?
No, they're going to the left. The one's headed to the right.
This
Yeah.
one here?
Where the fuck is he going?
I don't know, man.
Because there's a westbound lane in front of him. There are cars already crossing the fucking intersection. I guess he's waiting to turn, but
Right.
you don't
He's
normally
like,
do that in the intersection, right?
right. That's weird.
That's great. And I don't know. This scares the living bejesus out of me. Where is it? California is also planning to enact similar legislation, obviously, because California. Earlier this year, Pittsburgh began allowing real-world tests of a self-driver Uber-owned Ford Fusion. Several states and Washington D.C. have passed autonomous vehicles legislation that allows for testing the cars and trucks. So these are like, oh no, it could be on a public road and kill any fucking body. I mean, am I alone in these fears and assessments?
What's your fear exactly?
That I'll be
Your
killed by
main
a
fear?
car. I'll be killed by a car that not even doesn't have a driver, but doesn't even have a fucking steering wheel.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck, man? Come on. You know, we're not going to put doorknobs on it. You're just going to be locked inside the speeding death casket. No. Fuck that. No. It's bad enough if some asshole wants to get in a self-powered car. I think they should have their own lane, personally. Because if this asshole wants to get hit by a car that's not ready yet, okay. But I don't want to die because he swerved. Well, because it swerved, because he's not swerving. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Oh, I don't know. What do you think?
That would suck, man. Like, well, my question is, like, did they approve this for, like, people to be, like, passengers in there too? Then?
Well, they approved it to have the cars on the public road. I don't know. After signing the bill, Snyder was joined by primary such as Google vehicle networks, because I guess in that image there, the cars sense each other. So we're going to have smart cars that do the driving for us, and we just sit back and crash.
Right.
For example, driver A only needs to get to and from work. Otherwise, the vehicle sits in a parking lot all day. This way, it can return home to driver B for them to use throughout the day. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So the car will take you to work, and then it'll take itself home. See, okay. I haven't worked with robots that transport material, but I've had supervisors that have looked at getting robots that transport material. Basically, they follow a barcode that's on the floor, and as the cart goes along, it sees this barcode and it goes, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. You know, a lot of the factories are built that way so that humans don't actually have to touch it. This thing is going to rely on sensors and communications to other vehicles. What if for some reason the sensor or the fucking communication is down? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. How many people drive around with the check engine light in your fucking car? Now it's going to be check your other car talkie radio thingy. Oh, it doesn't work. Well, the car is driving itself. Who cares? And then it crashes in and kills 8 people. I mean,
yeah. Well, the problem with these types of things is, like, when you try to transition, some cars being different, like, it's like, in order for this type of thing to work, it's like it has to be everybody doing this type of thing. Or, you know, when you have some cars that are drivers and some cars that are robots, it does make it a lot more harder, you know.
And the other drivers are going to be assholes. That fucking robot car is in front of me, and they'll speed around it, and the car will smash into them. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're going to hit a car that has a bumper sticker that says "Brake for Motorcycle." That's what's going to happen. Okay. So now from this story where I think we're getting too smart for our own good, comes a tinfoil hat story.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I saw this and said, what? Wait for it. The Russian app that has destroyed privacy forever. Imagine a smartphone app that lets anyone take a picture of anyone and then find that person on social networks. Now stop imagining. It's the sort of thing you see in a Jason Bourne movie. A security camera watching over a crowded space snaps a picture of someone. A few seconds later, a supercomputer churns through a database and returns the person's identity. The CIA knows all. That same technology is now, for better or worse, available to anyone with a smartphone. Earlier this week, a couple of Russian programmers released an app called Find Face. It lets people take pictures of complete strangers and then almost instantly find them on social networks. See a pretty girl or guy on the street, snap a pic, get to know them. What could go wrong? Hello World host Ashley Vance recently traveled to Moscow to meet one of Fine Faces creators, Artem Kureniko, and to test the app at Gorky Park. As for the results, well, see for yourself. Then light a candle in memory of privacy. That's that's the end of the actual article there. So,
Right.
oh Jesus Christ, what do you think of that, there, Ian?
That's crazy, man.
That's scurry.
Have Have you been watching? Did you watch the latest season of South Park?
No.
Okay, so yeah, they've been doing the whole thing. You know how like they like to do like crazy conspiracy or scenario type of things on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they've been doing that like with like with like trolls and stuff, and like the Netherlands have got this technology or whatever to so that anybody could find out who you are. So like there's no like anonymity or privacy then on the internet. Yeah. Because there's was like a troll or whatever putting like dick pics on like kids' moms and stuff. And at first they thought it was Cartman, but then they had smashed all of his stuff, and then they found out that he was still posting, so it wasn't him. And like I don't want to do any spoilers or anything, but it was like one of the parents, and they so yeah, but it was causing all this problems and stuff, and then they had to the Netherlands came out with the technology so that it like everybody would be exposed on the internet, like who it is who's trolling and stuff. You know, you can't, so nobody could troll anymore. You know, like it had that whole theme about like cyberbullying and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
and like you know, like people like they had like a type of, they made like a joke out of it, but it was like they're like everybody's getting off of Twitter or whatever, and then they showed this girl that was being cyberbullied. She was like, she went to like a bridge, and then you think she's about to jump off or whatever, and you hear a splash, but it's just her phone, and she's like, everybody's crying. She closed her Twitter. It was funny though, but yeah.
I see.
So I mean,
This
yeah,
is
like privacy is a great. It's
pretty important, and
hot button issue. You know.
This is so yeah. Moving on, then.
So pretty much, basically, it uses like facial recognition software if your face is in the view or whatever.
I don't know how the hell it does it. Magic, little pixies do it. I don't know. It's scary. And this is Bloomberg. This isn't, you know, we got us some news.com or something. This is, you know, scary.
Scary.
So yeah, tinfoil hat worthy for sure. My next story, sir, follows a pattern of another story of Verizon statement regarding Samsung Galaxy Note 7. Comment says article can be attributed to Jeffrey Nelson, Vice President, Global Corporation Communications, Verizon. In October, Samsung announced a voluntary recall of the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 when it was discovered that all available devices could overheat and pose a safety risk to customers. Since that time, a vast majority of Verizon customers who purchased the Note 7 have replaced their phones with other models. Today, Samsung announced an update to the Galaxy Note 7 that would stop the smartphone from charging, rendering it useless unless attached to a power charger. Verizon will not be taking part in this update because of the added risk this could pose to Galaxy Note 7 users that do not have another device to switch to. We will not push a software upgrade that will eliminate the ability of the Note 7 to work as a mobile device in the heart of the holiday travel season. We do not want to make it impossible to contact family, first responders, or medical professionals in an emergency situation. Verizon and Samsung have communicated the need for customers with Note 7 to immediately stop using their devices and return or exchange it where they purchased it. Verizon customers with the Note 7 have several options, including an additional $100 from Samsung when purchasing one of their other devices. So basically, Samsung said, look, we're going to nix the fucking thing where they can't use the thing in a cripple. And Verizon said, oh, no, you can't do that. And they don't agree. So I don't know. I mean, you can't take the fucking thing on an airplane because they go, you won't be able to fly. What's the point of having it if you can't update it? After that, it's essentially dead, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is like a whole.
if you want to be a kind of guy who flashes custom ROMs onto it and that's your thing, sweet. But you also might blow the fucking thing up. So,
yeah,
this is just an interesting article. I figured I'd throw it up here for you.
My thing too is like, whatever happened to the Note 6? You know, I mean, like, I know they wanted to have the. I believe they did that so they could have, you know, like the numbers match with their other phones or whatever.
Right.
But like, it's just so weird because like I have the safe version before that, which was a Note 5, and it's like, why didn't they just do a Note 6 or whatever and just use the Note 5? You know, just add a couple things, and they're like, it would have been pretty easy. It just seems weird to me, you know.
They're incrementally updating the S5 and like, you know, all those other ones faster than they were with the Note series, I think is what it was. And I figured if they had too many different versions out, it might be confusing. I don't fucking know.
Why do they need to have so many different like versions in general? I'm speaking in general, like.
Well, they
just have the bestest of the best, and then let us model, you know, or something. That's what I was.
It's like they're trying to do like Apple's thing where they have iOS is all iDevices, so you know, basically it's a similar, you know, congruent thing. Your experience on an iPad is going to be similar to your experience on an iPhone, and if you get that's why they're telling people if you had a Note 7 to get an S7 because it's going to be the same thing but smaller. They're trying to unify it, whereas, you know, for whatever reason, they decided to just say fuck it and make the Note 7 instead of a Note 6. I don't know why. I don't know what exactly was going on. I wasn't involved in the testing. I didn't get to name them. I don't know. But I'm not going to an S7. I'm trying the Google. I ordered one. I don't know if I told you that.
You ordered the Google Pixel?
The Pixel XL, yes. Did I tell you that?
Yeah. No, you did not tell.
Oh, I thought I did.
I knew you wanted to get it.
Yes, it was on my wish list. And then Black Friday, I ended up going to Verizon.
Wait a minute, you did tell me. I'm sorry. You said you got it for like $300 something bucks or whatever because it's like an $800 phone.
Yes, I got the XL, which is the bigger one, and it's got the larger storage. It's like 100 and something gig, and normally it would run for about $800. I got it for $360. So
nice.
I'd be stupid not to get it for that price.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like was the Verizon guy was really pushy. He was like, "Yeah, well, you sure you still want it?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah." I mean, because he's like, "It's back order till January. You sure you still want it?" I'm like, "Yes." Why would I not get it for less than half of what the fuck I could buy it for somewhere else? And like, he brought me like 4 cases out. He's like, "This is all we have. You're gonna have a hard time finding anything because even we're having a hard time getting it. We stocked the phone." I'm like, "That's nice. I'll buy my own case." And you know what I did? I went on to Amazon and they had a case and a screen protector, $50 fucking bucks, and it's a glass screen protector that can take a hammer, the screen protector. You can take a hammer and the case. I saw a guy drop it from an 11-foot high balcony off of like a roof, basically, and it just scuffed the case up.
Wow.
So,
yeah, I noticed that like the mobile store employees, it's like they don't know anything that's outside of what they actually just have in their store there.
well, the thing is, some guys will be smart. Like I know several guys who work at Verizon, and they're awesome. Sometimes I go there, and you get the younger guy who can talk to you. This was an older guy who I don't know if he was on commission. It seemed like he was, but he just like was like he was lumping shit in, going, "Hey, you get that right?" I go, "No." Like your dad's going, "Okay, so you need this and you need that, right?" And you're like, "No, get that the fuck off there." Are you sure you don't want it? Like he wanted me to sign up for the protection for my phone. He's like, "It's an expensive phone. You might, if it breaks, you're gonna have to pay the full cost of." I'm paying you $300 fucking dollars. If it breaks, I'll buy something else.
I bet if I ask them, "Hey, does this phone have MHL or whatever," which is just the standard for letting you be able to output your using an HDMI or whatever to your TV, hooking it up to your TV, I bet you they wouldn't even know that.
This guy, no. Other guys would, yes, but he was an old guy who just was a salesman, basically. And
yeah, that's the problem. A lot of people, they're just salesmen. They just do what they're trained to do, I guess,
Like he brought out cases. He's like, "Here's the cases we have," and just stood there, like, and I'm like, "So, is that like the live case?" "Yeah, that one is. These two are." That's all he said. He didn't say, "Yeah, you get a live case, it's this," or no, he didn't fucking say any of that. A live case is a case. You can either get one that's made by a designer, or you can you can upload a picture, and it'll have a near field communication sensor inside the case. So when it connects to your phone automatically downloads a live wallpaper that's based off of your case. So, it's a whole lot of shit involved. He didn't say any of that. He's just like, "Yeah, that's a live case."
Yeah.
Okay, motherfucker. You know what? Why should I pay you $40 for this case that you're just showing in front of me? He's like, "This one's my favorite. It's got the Army grade, material." I'm
that's
like,
that's the only he only knows about the cases that are in the store.
well, he only knows about the case he has. That's all. I'm like,
yeah.
dude. So yeah, I went into Verizon because I knew they were going to have a Black Friday deal, so I wanted to talk to them. I wanted to be able to ask questions. And we left, and my wife's like, "You didn't ask a fucking thing." I go, "Yeah, because that guy was an asshole. I didn't want to ask him anything." Because I could have just gone online. If you went online on Black Friday, the regular price of the Pixel XL was $35 a month. And if you went online, it was listed as $25. And I think it was, for my upgrade, it was less. It added up being $360 for the whole thing.
Do you like Black Fridays in general? Like,
I don't know.
They're doing the Thursday for Black Thursday is pretty much now, or right after Thanksgiving dinner, you could go out.
No, I'm a Cyber Monday motherfucker. I don't leave my house. I've worked Black Fridays at retail before. I hate large groups. I hate people.
Oh, come on, Frank. Black Fridays matter.
No, they don't. I order stuff online that I could literally go to the store down the street from and buy because I don't want to fucking do it. It's gonna come to my house. Why the fuck should I? So, anyway.
Well, what I was gonna say though before is like the problem is a lot of people get hired that can fit the minimum requirements for a lot of jobs, and with tech stuff, like you're not gonna, for the most part, you're not gonna get somebody that should be like a Jay's 2 Cents or Jerry working at a Micro Center,
Mm-hmm. Well, Micro Center,
I have store. Somebody that's passionate about that type of stuff.
Well, when I went to Micro Center, I bought most of the stuff for this computer. I literally was walking around with a shopping cart, throwing stuff in it and asking guys questions. Because at the time, I didn't know about a lot of the components that were out there. Like had an idea, but when I saw all the shit on a shelf, I didn't know this versus that. And these
Can you
guys,
help me figure out if I need a sound card here?
yeah, no, like I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, do you have this, monitor? And the one guy literally, he went into the back of the store for 10 minutes, rustled around, came out. He's like, okay, I can't find one outside or in the back of the store. Let me check out, see if we got another one on display. He came, okay, I'm sorry. The only one I got is this one on display, and it's not for sale, apparently. I'm like, oh, well, I'll take this other one right next to it.
Isn't that what a DAC technically is as a sound card, by the way?
It's external sound card.
Yeah, it's an external sound card.
Yeah.
Yeah, like external video cards you can have now, which is weird.
Well, I mean, it's the one of the processes, like I said, is you get it's not surrounded by electrical interference being inside of your computer case, for one.
Yeah.
And it's not in the back of your computer case. Like my problem with these headphones that I have now, they're plugged into the front of my tower. My microphone's plugged into the back. It doesn't look as cool and as appealing as if I just have a box on my desk with one wire going to the back of the computer. So
right.
But anyway, yeah. So Verizon's really making a statement here. I expect a lot more conversation about this. I expect it to be like when when the government wanted Apple to jailbreak a iPhone for that terrorist, and they said no. I expect it to be like that, where everyone's grandma's pissed, and the kids are like, "Well, grandma, you don't understand." So, anyway, in more confusing old people news.
Okay, so we are done with this.
Yeah, we're getting off on tangents. It's like a 4-paragraph letter. Here's a net neutrality's days could be numbered under Donald Trump's FCC. Donald Trump's likely pick, huh?
I was gonna say, Donald Trump, didn't they say the same thing about like it could be bad with him for cybersecurity and stuff too?
Well, this isn't just he's his own entity. This isn't even about him. This is Donald Trump's likely pick for chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, Ajit Pai, I think I pronounced that right, once said the days of net neutrality are numbered after voting against it, and he hasn't changed his tune. Pai is the FCC's highest-ranking Republican, and many feel he'll be selected to run the commission, perhaps on an interim basis until Trump selects a long-term option. The Open Internet Rule, often referred to as net neutrality, gives the FCC authority to enact rules that will help keep the Internet a free and open entity. Back in February, the FCC passed the Open Internet Rule, but Pai was one of 2 members who voted against it. Its days are numbered, Pai said at the time in comments he made on Wednesday to prove he hadn't changed his mind. On the day that the Title II net neutrality order was adopted, I said that I don't know whether this plan will be vacated by a court, reversed by Congress, or overturned by a future commission, but I do believe that its days are numbered. No one's rushing to turn it over, dude. Pai said in a speech before the Free State Foundation in Washington, D.C., today I'm more confident than ever that this prediction will come true, and I'm hopeful that beginning next year, our general regulatory approach will be a more sober one that is guided by evidence, sound economic analysis, and a good dose of humility. Ian's thoughts.
So, in a nutshell, what does that mean?
He doesn't want the net to be free. Hold on, there's a little bit more here. It's a short article, really. I didn't realize it was short. The regulations aim to ensure that all the internet content you want to access, everything from stream video to audio, will be treated equally by ISPs. You know, the tiered performance and all that.
Right.
You pay for fast. The FCC feared that competitor ISPs could slow down content provided by rivals. An ISP is a company that provides you with access to the internet, such as AT&T or Comcast. A content provider is a company that creates and or distributes content, such as Netflix and Amazon. But sometimes they overlap, and that is where things can get tricky. So imagine if Comcast, which owns NBC Universal and provides content through its Xfinity internet service, decided to slow down the streaming speed of Comcast customers trying to watch something on a rival such as Netflix. That scenario will not be allowed because of net neutrality, for now. In layman's terms, if you wanted to binge watch Black Mirror but your ISP has a beef with Netflix, you don't have to worry about the quality of your service being affected. If net neutrality will really come to an end, it means corporate owned internet could become a very real thing during the Trump administration. So that's it in a nutshell.
Right. That's crazy, man.
It's kind of like what we were talking about with AT&T and the DirecTV app. Oh, they pay like everybody else. We own DirecTV, so they don't pay a fucking thing. But everybody pays something. It's it's
That's a mess, man.
it, and you could say, well, Franklin, this is falling under tinfoil hat stuff. You shouldn't lump this in with actual news because this guy isn't even in power. And okay, here's one from your ARS, flown in the same vein here.
I like the ARS.
Okay, AT&T/Time Warner merger wouldn't rip off customers and competitors. AT&T CEO says, of course he does. AT&T CEO Randall Stevenson spoke at a Senate antitrust committee hearing or subcommittee hearing today about his company's proposed $85.4 billion purchase of Time Warner and denied that the merger will bring any harm to customers or competitors. Oh, Lord Jesus. Senators and witnesses at the hearing said AT&T and Time Warner combined might restrict valuable programming such as HBO to AT&T's TV services or charge rival TV providers a higher price to carry it. They also discussed AT&T's zero rating, which exempts the company's own video content from mobile data caps while requiring online video providers to pay for the same data cap exemptions.
Huh. Well, so that they're thinking about buying the Time Warner because didn't they get bought out already? That's why it's Spectrum now. By that, what was that company called?
I don't fucking remember now. Charter?
Yeah, Charter. Yes.
Well,
so they got bought out. Everybody just buy each other out.
Well, yeah, but this is from the 7th. And the thing is, AT&T has enough money to buy fucking Charter. I don't even know how much Charter costs. They could fucking buy Charter.
Well, I never heard of Charter before. Like, I don't know how they bought Time Warner.
Charter will fucking take $85.4 billion.
Yeah, they will.
You give me $85.4 billion, you can do whatever you want.
That's more than that's more than Bill Gates has. Like, I think he's like, that's more than I think. If you look at the richest like single people in the world, like privately, I think the most is like in the 50 millions or something like that. I think that's what Bill Gates is at, or 50 billions. I'm sorry.
The reason he's talking to the Senate antitrust subcommittee is because they're afraid that this will be a monopoly, which it fucking will be.
Well, it would be. That would definitely be a monopoly.
Yeah, if the biggest phone company in the world bought the fucking biggest, the second biggest TV company in the world, because these guys do TV as well. They have DirecTV. They have their own Uverse bullshit. And if they bought, Time Warner, what's going to be left? Comcast? So there's going to be two fucking people? I mean,
yeah.
So, and like they said, it's the whole, you're paying, you're paying higher for, stuff that's not theirs. Oh yeah. Where is that headline out there? The solution. is not even less competition. AT&T argues that it can create a more efficient competitor to cable TV companies by putting DirecTV and Time Warner content on its mobile network and letting the video stream without counting against data caps. AT&T also wants to be a bigger competitor in the online advertising market against Google and Facebook. But any benefits must be weighed against potential disadvantages for Americans. uh,
My head is just swimming with
yeah,
all
you
this
kind of.
stuff, you know.
Well, it's good that they break it up into little, like such small, not even paragraphs, because you read each line and then you think about what it actually means. You
Yeah.
go, so they mean they're going to do this, and you're like, no.
Dude,
Just as The Sopranos pushed customers to subscribe to HBO, exclusive access to Time Warner programming could push customers to DirecTV satellite and online services or HBO's standalone streaming service.
hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I got rid of my TV, so like it. The only thing I'm worried about, and I'll be pissed if it happens, if we get data cap just on broadband internet. I mean, like that's just ridiculous to me, man.
online video may face threat. An even bigger threat will be posed to online video companies that don't have the same negotiating power as Comcast, Kimmelman said. I'm not worried about Comcast not getting Time Warner content, Kimmelman said. I'm worried about the online distribution, not being able to get exactly what it needs to be a player and a competitor. When I moved to Columbus in '01, there were two cable companies if you didn't want satellite. There was Time Warner and there was Insight Communications, which was founded in '84. I looked this up because I saw a truck today that said Insight, and I said, well, I had my first apartment. If you rented from them, they had all the TVs were hooked up with Insight, and you couldn't get Time Warner. And I said, well, okay. And I didn't like them; they sucked. But I hadn't used Insight since, and I hadn't seen a truck for theirs. So I looked up. I said, do they even exist anymore? And I looked; they got bought out by Time Warner. Now Time
Right.
Warner got fucking bought out.
They got gobbled up.
Eventually, it's going to be a big conglomeration with one fucking name, one umbrella, and you're not going to have any. This is less choices. It's
That's what
hurting
you get.
the thing you got to
Where
read.
else are you gonna go?
Yeah, that's well, and it's like they closed out the Circuit City. You got to go to Best Buy because everywhere else is gone now. That's the way it's going to be. That's the definition of a monopoly. That's what this is all about. There are less options for the consumer. They say, oh no,
Yes.
they think that by buying out and getting all the property and licenses that these companies own, they'll have that more people. Well, yeah, they'll get more people, but then the people who don't want to sign up for these, assholes are going to be stuck.
Yeah. This
So
quote here seems like it might be relevant too here.
there's concern that a combined company will give preferential treatment, for example, favorable channel placement and zero rating pricing to Time Warner's premium entertainment programming to the disadvantage of other content producers, in particular small independent producers. There's concern about AT&T/Time Warner's ability to leverage their assets to negotiate better licensing arrangements or raise the price of their content to the determinant of other distributors. There's concern about the merged company's abilities to employ bullying tactics to dictate rates and terms to other networks. There's concern that this acquisition will concentrate too much power into one conglomerate, resulting in higher prices and fewer programming options for consumers. These are all serious concerns which should be scrutinized carefully by the antitrust regulators tasked with reviewing this transaction.
Oh, I think the wording myself was detriment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't. Anyways, and they also have like this is a very lengthy article.
It's a very lengthy but very good read, and a lot of good nuggets in here. A lot of what's
but,
going on, and it's not just fluff. It's not just someone writing to be funny. It's actual stuff that's going on.
yeah, it's a lot of important information. It's just the thing is all of this is just so confusing. Like, and then they also have AT&T has reason though for optimism also.
Yeah.
It's good to try to like give like give everybody like try to give them a voice a little bit too. But I mean,
it's a good read and good stuff for your brain and get you to know what's going on. I just didn't want to read. I didn't want to read the whole article verbatim on the show.
Oh yeah, although Trump once vowed to block the AT&T Time Warner merger, AT&T executives were reportedly encouraged by recent meetings with Trump's transition team.
Yeah. Okay, you want to hear some other stuff that's not so creepy, sad, and depressing?
Yeah, other news has kind of been pretty depressing. I mean,
Sorry.
well, I mean, me too. Like the Korean thing, the PewDiePie,
PewDiePie.
uh,
Cracks.
yeah, correct.
Here's something that you'll find interesting. I saw this and I said, Ian will like this. So I stuck it in here. Flexible device captures energy from human motion. The day of charging cell phones with finger swipes and powering Bluetooth headsets simply by walking is now much closer. Michigan State University engineering researchers have created a new way to harvest energy from human motion using a film-like device that actually can be folded to create more power. With a low-cost device known as a nanogenerator, the scientists successfully operated an LCD touchscreen, a big of 20 LED lights, and a flexible keyboard, all with a simple touching or pressing motion and without the aid of a battery. Click the respective links to see a short video of each demonstration. The groundbreaking findings published in the journal Nanoenergy suggest we're on the path towards wearable devices powered by human motion, said Nelson Sepulveda, associate professor of electrical and computer energy and engineering and lead investigator of the project. I know you like the idea of wearable technology, and like when they were talking about possible clothing having circuit boards built into it and shit.
Yeah,
having a natural battery.
Yeah, well, I just find like any technology that's not like, it doesn't have to be hard and mechanical. It could be, like more
fluid.
More fluid, and we're starting to transition into organic type of technology and stuff. Like, it gets crazy.
Are you fantasizing about the dudes that are bionic humans, part man, part machine? Dun, 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 dun.
Well, I was in a phase where like I was looking up and watching a lot of documentaries on like transhumanism and stuff, and people like upgrading parts of themselves, and like this guy had like thin magnets embedded in his fingertips, and like eventually after a while you start being able to sense like electromagnetic waves or whatever, and this guy had like this thing hooked up in his skull where he could hear different frequencies of like Wi-Fi and stuff, and it is like weird.
Is that like those biohackers?
Yeah, exactly.
I saw a documentary. They had I don't know if it was German or whatever, some foreign guy who had an implant put under his skin, and all it was a little device that could give his temperature and like shit like that, like his vitals.
Yeah.
And it looked retarded. It looked like a remote control shoved under his skin.
Yeah, and I heard about they're working on now, like they're able to give your eye an implant so you'll be able to see infrared light then. It's pretty crazy stuff, but like, I mean, I know a lot of like people are saying eventually it's going to come down to people they're going to be you're going to either be on the side of transhumans, or you're going to be the side of wanting to be all old fashioned and organic.
Oh, no, it's mutants versus the. Now that's actually a topic of a lot of sci-fi writing is the modified people versus the non-modifieds, and that's actually Deus Ex's whole plot, I believe.
Yeah, like when you start being able to have chips and add extra processing power into your brain. I mean, like eventually when they get to the point where we'll just be like, like the gap between like dogs and pets to us now would be the same type of thing. You know, we'd just be like pets to them or something. You know.
I wonder at what point it would just cancel out, where you can totally tap into the power of your brain, and they would do like the Matrix, where all you do is just jack into your brain, and maybe even do like surrogates, have them walk around for you, so you don't actually have to do anything with your own physical body.
Right.
I mean, that's what I imagine. Like, I don't think people will be buying expensive upgrades once they can actually program their life into their brain the way they want. I think a lot of people would prefer that to reality. People already escape and fucking live in a comic book, and that's just a black and white 2D drawing. I mean,
Yeah. But did you watch that show? They had the, because I had talked about it a while ago that I started watching it. Was that is based off the movie Limitless? It's just called Limitless.
I watched an episode too, but it's long.
Yeah, it begins to get to be more of like a FBI type show, you know, like investigations and stuff, you know, because he uses his, you know, he's able to, once he takes the pills, he's able to tap into fully his whole brain and stuff, but then he just gives him intel and helps the FBI and stuff, and it gets kind of boring sometimes.
Yeah, you figure he would like. It's more fun to see a guy abuse it for his own privileges, but
Yeah.
that can't be a weekly thing. It's like, hey, what is he gonna blow an extravagance on this week? You know, but I figured this would be a little story that you'd enjoy. I mean, it's not that long an article, but it's in the vein of the shit you like here.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you.
And I got one last story here. 5,000 years of battery life. Nuclear waste form radioactive diamonds provide long-lasting energy. Scientists have discovered a way to convert nuclear waste into radioactive black diamond batteries, which last more than 5,000 years. Researchers at the University of Bristol have found a means of creating a battery capable of generating clean electricity for 5 millennia, or as long as human civilization has existed. Scientists found that by heating graphite blocks used to house uranium rods in nuclear reactors, much of the radioactive carbon is given off as a gas. This can be gathered and turned into radioactive diamonds using a high-temperature chemical reaction, in which carbon atoms are left on the surface in small, dark-colored diamond crystals.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Oh, I knew he was going to go there. I mean, I don't know.
I think this is actually pretty cool though, like, because if you're able to, yeah, like nuclear waste is a problem, and it's just going to get worse the more, you know, because the world is needing more and more energy with technology and stuff, you know.
Right. If we're looking at ways to solve the energy crisis, well, how about this thing that we're going to fucking throw away and it's hard to dispose of? But
yeah, like that'll help. The only thing is that we need to figure out also a way of getting rid of the radiation that's already leaked and stuff at places like Chernobyl and what's that place, Fukushima and stuff. Like, I know that we did an article about they had like mushrooms that could absorb radiation and stuff, but they said it wasn't like on such a large scale, it wasn't really doable. You know,
this article made me think, okay, that's cool, but then I also thought, Fallout's here.
Yeah.
Because, okay, you can. It's nuclear waste, so that's a problem right there. It's going to kill everything, and then it makes batteries that last for 5,000 years. So, if the bombs do hit and these batteries just keep going and going and going, the rational fear of everybody with the zombie apocalypse, because that's made up and couldn't really happen. But say something like that happened where mankind crashed and couldn't support anything in society. They're like, well, the infrastructure we have for electricity, the towers and everything that we use, to provide energy, those that go offline after a couple of days of not being maintained. If this becomes self-sufficient for 5 millennia, subway tunnels will still be going, just like in Fallout 200 years later, with nothing but dead bodies littering the fucking scene. It's
well,
just...
my question is, like, are these, when they make the diamonds, are these just inert batteries then? Like, can you handle these and stuff?
Well, this article's not that long. I'll read some more. These man-made diamonds produce a small electrical charge that, when placed near a radioactive source, the radioactive diamonds are then encased safely within a layer of non-radioactive diamond. The surface of a complete diamond emits less radiation than a banana. The Bristol scientists have already created a working diamond battery with nickel 63, a radioactive isotope more stable than carbon 14, which is prevalent in nuclear waste. They will create their first carbon 14 batteries in the new year. There are no moving parts involved, no emissions generated, and no maintenance required. Just a direct electricity generation, said Tom Scott, professor in materials at the University of Bristol Interface Analysis Center. By encapsulating radioactive material inside diamonds, we turn a long-term problem of nuclear waste into a nuclear-powered battery and a long-term supply of clean energy. A diamond battery containing 20 grams of carbon-14 could deliver a small electrical charge of 300 joules per day. By contrast, a AA battery outputs 14,000 joules per day. Scientists at NASA are reportedly interested in using the technology in spaceflight, while tech firms could incorporate the batteries into smaller internet-enabled devices. So, yeah, a lot going on in that article.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty interesting. I mean,
I ran into that and I said, whoa, how is that not on the news? They're talking about stupid Kardashians and shit. How is that not, I don't know.
So these are this is gonna be like radiate bright like a diamond. Instead. I don't know how shiny these things are gonna be. But it's cool. I know that was your last article. That reminded me of I didn't put in an article, but because it's just like kind of like a small update or thing I've noticed. You know how last week I was talking about that guy who's complaining about Sony ripping him off after his account got hacked.
Yeah.
Well, apparently that's like a lot larger of a problem for other people too, and BBC even did an episode on it actually. Let me see if I could find it, but like, yeah, so like other people were, like their accounts got hacked, and then they go to try to talk to Sony, and Sony was like, "We'll get to it when we get to it," or whatever, and then they go to their bank or whatever PayPal middleman, and they help them out, and then they take the payment away from Sony, and then Sony gets pissed and bans you, and I guess apparently with after the documentary, Sony was like apologizing. They said it was the customer service and everything has been below, quote unquote, below the standards that we set for ourselves, and that they were working to fix the problem. And I guess but they said that if during this whole, they're going to do investigation and stuff on it too, but during the whole investigation and all this being worked out, people are still going to be banned, which is crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah. If your account gets banned and stuff. Yeah. I'll find an article on it and I'll put it in the description, but yeah, you're pretty much still going to be out of luck if your thing gets hacked. And they said it's in the terms of their conditions too. Unfortunately, they're like, hey, you're responsible for whatever happens to your account,
Right.
But It sucks, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I wonder what Doug would have to, I'm gonna have to bring that up to Doug too next time because I know he's a Sony fanboy, you know.
he's a Sony pony.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are we gonna do some trivia tonight?
Of course we are. Don't you see me bring out my trivia thing
Oh,
here?
I'm sorry. I had something else up while you were.
Uh,
You know, I
what?
do multiple tabs.
Oh no, I thought you were paying attention to me and only me. It's just
No,
me.
I multitask, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. I that'd be pretty selfish if I expected you to only be looking at me.
Yeah, now that you finally got a camera.
Oh yeah, I have a camera now, but I don't.
Now,
I'm not on the camera. I have the screen share on. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'll never be because of my vision and stuff. Like, I'd like to get just like one larger giant monitor. I think that's like gonna probably always be my setup. I won't probably get multiple monitors just because my uh, vision isn't that good, you know.
mm-hmm. I'm trying actually to decide if I want to get two 25-inch monitors and a 29, or if I want to get one 29 here and another 29 there.
My question is like, why don't do you like having different size monitors? Like, if I had like no limit on money I could spend, I'd get all giant things like Barnacules does that are the same size.
Well, want like I want portrait. I want portrait, landscape, portrait, basically. And although I like this 27-inch, 29's bigger.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Are you gonna get? Is your monitor 4K now?
no.
No. Are you? What do you think about the 4K? Are you gonna get that?
Maybe someday, but I'm like Jay, I'm not in any rush. Well,
Right.
I mean, he's so used to that's the other thing. He's so used to 4K, he can see the pixels.
Yeah.
I
4K makes it really tiny, man.
Yeah, I don't want that shit.
Yeah.
No, 1080 is good enough. For the longest time, 720 was good enough. Now 1080 is good enough.
What do you think about 1440? A lot of people do that.
My the Pixel XL is actually 1440, so I'll be able to play with that when I get my phone.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you want to do some trivia on DuckTales?
Woohoo! If they have it.
Well, the other one doesn't have it. I like the other one, but it doesn't have as much trivia as this one does. So, yeah, they do have DuckTales.
One quiz average. I took an online quiz this morning before work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it said, "Are you an old person in a young person's body?" So I took it. My answer was, "You are actually an old person. You are so old." Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to do just the average of 10 questions, and then we'll do whoever gets to 15 then on the Would You Rather?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just open this and then still haven't fixed that shit. Oh, well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Donald Duck was seen on the show. True or false?
Well, I'm assuming that they're talking about the 80s one, then, right?
Mm.
So you said that he was on there, so
I thought he was. I mean, because it was mostly about Scrooge and the boys.
Yeah.
But I mean, I watched it as a child, so I'm not sure if I just remember them referring to him and believe that that was it,
Well,
or if he actually
how
was.
was he related? That was his uncle or something, or
Yes.
his
Hold
dad?
on. Scrooge was Donald's uncle, and his boys were Scrooge's nephews.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
grandnephews. So,
Yeah. Well, I'll just say,
well, they were they were they were Uncle Donald, and then Uncle Scrooge was their grand. I don't fucking know.
well, he was related to him. I think it would be pretty safe to just say that it would be true. I
I'll
mean,
I'll
you'd think you'd make an appearance on the show at least.
I'll say true just because I don't fucking remember. So let's find out.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Um. Yeah.
You didn't win nothing, motherfucker. So that's one for each of us.
Yep. Yes, it is. Oh. Yeah, Ben's not gonna be on the show, unfortunately. Ben's not on the show. Okay.
DuckTales.
Oh, these
Web,
are. Oh no, they're not all true and false. Go ahead.
Webby Webby was Scrooge's niece. True or false?
Never heard of Webby, but uh, I think it's your turn.
Well, Webby was the girl with a little pink bow, and I
Oh yeah.
think I know the character, but her actual blood relation, I apologize, I'm hazy on, but I'll say true because why the fuck not?
I too will say it's true. Ah,
Oh, Webby called him Uncle Scrooge, but she was not his niece. Webby was the granddaughter of the nanny. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, I
okay.
forgot.
Oh, Launchpad.
Launchpad McQuack was a pilot. True or false?
Well, that would be true.
Yes, true. What was Fenton Crackshell's alter ego? Gizmo Duck, the Crimson Avenger, Darkwing Duck, or Goodyear Duck? This is mine.
Yeah, you're even.
I'll say Gizmo.
Is there any reason, or are you just taking a guess?
I believe I'm correct there.
Okay, well, I'll believe in you because I don't fucking know.
Oh, you don't remember?
No, no. Yep, you were right. Good job, Frank.
Which is the weirdest thing in the fucking world. If you look at it, he was a fucking robot. Like he was like RoboCop, but he was a duck, and he had a fucking wheel, like one wheel, like a unicycle. The fucking 80s, man. Who was the inventor of DuckTales? Goofball, Giro, Goslin, or Honker? So,
So it's
which
my
character?
turn.
Yes, which character was the inventor?
Um. Oh, that's so hard, man.
That's what she
Uh
said.
yeah.
Ladies,
Ladies, like Barney Cleese. Um,
ladies.
yeah. Uh, I'll say Google. No. Um, I'll just say Goofball. That was like my initial thing.
Well, I know that Goslin was Darkwing Duck's adopted daughter. So it's either Goofball or Honker because I don't think I would have been able to pronounce.
Honker's another one I was thinking.
Because Because I remember there was an inventor. He invented a time machine. It was a fucking bathtub.
Hot tub.
No, it was just a bathtub.
Bathtub time machine.
I'm gonna say honker.
Okay, so we're different on this one. That's good. Oh, gyro.
Hmm. What was the name of Launchpad's friend? Goofball, Doofus, Honker, or Tank? I guess Honker. I wasn't right the last time.
I'm going with Doofus. Yeah, Doofus.
In the episode where Scrooge was sent to the future, Doofus married Webby. What was the name of the criminal family on DuckTales? Ma Barker and the Barker Boys, Ma Beagle and the Beagle Boys, Baker and the Baker Boys, or Pa Boone and the Boone Boys? Ian?
Yeah, so this is my turn. Let's say Ma Beagle and the Beagle Boys.
That's what I believe too, because they're like the old Cookie Crisp dog things. Yep.
Ma Beagle and the Beagle Boys. Yeah. It rang a bell with me, and that's the only reason I said that.
I thought they looked like dogs, so I was going to guess beagles.
So
we both got that. Where did Scrooge keep his money? In the stock market, the Duckburg Bank, the money bin, in a purse. It's in a bin. It was a big safe. You go swimming in it. It's like a vault.
Yeah, I know he goes swimming in it. I'm just trying to think if they gave him a giant bin at the bank.
He'd be like, "We got to go to the vault. I got to get me money." And then he'd fucking go and swim in it. It was a big ass vault.
Yeah, I know it was a vault, but I'm trying to say if he actually he probably owned it. So I'm gonna say yeah.
Yes, he owned that shit. So
yeah, the money bin. Yep.
What was the name of the evil witch of DuckTales? Maleficent, Magica Dispel, Witchetta, or Sorceressa?
Oh, man.
I can see her, but I guess so. Because you guessed the Beagle Boys, I guess the money bin, so now it's your turn.
I'm just gonna go on a limb and say Magica Dispel. Wasn't Maleficent from a movie and stuff or something?
That was from Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
It was later a movie with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Sorceressa.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be that one. That sounds familiar too.
I know what she looks like, but I can't fucking think of the name. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm taking the lead, man.
For now.
Hey, you better catch up, man. Okay, so it's your last one on this.
What was the name of Scrooge's butler? Jeeves, Muddlefoot, Mallard, or Duckworth?
Ooh, this is tough. Will be your turn.
I'm gonna say Duckworth.
I was thinking Duckworth, man.
Because Mallard, Darkwing Duck's name was Drake Mallard, and Jeeves is also close to Jeeves. That
Yeah,
sounds
it
like
was Duckworth.
woohoo.
Okay, so we can go to the Would You Rather. I'm at 8, you're at 6. We'll go to 15, so you should be able to catch up still. Have a decent chance. We'll go to the next one. We'll probably end up doing every question on here.
That'll be like 30 in just to get 15.
Yeah.
Would you rather always have messy, unkept hair or always have stains on your clothes? You couldn't brush your hair and the stains would never come out.
Oh, the hair, man. I would always do that. I ain't having no stains on my clothes. That's
Yeah, your
gross.
stains they might smell and people might think that you're a messy person.
Yeah,
Hair,
you can always wear a hat.
Yeah, well, you could just cut your hair short and then you got the just got out of bed look. Bitches dig it.
I mean, come on, man.
So,
oh yeah, 74%.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, you can go without brushing your hair, but if you wear dirty clothes, people are gonna know it. Would you rather
Can we do this one?
I don't fucking remember. If you want to skip it, we can.
Okay.
As a 15-year-old, would you rather hate your parents but have to be with them 24/7, or love your parents but have them both have died a horrible, gory death right in front of you? Hate your parents but be around them at least.
Yeah, well,
because if you love them and then they die in front of you, it's horrible.
Well, if you just hate them and you don't get abused and stuff, like I would say that.
If they're embarrassing, like they want to show all your friends pictures of you in your birthday suit as a fucking kid. Look at him running around with his little butt cheeks hanging out of his nightgown. Oh, look at the pictures. That I'm like, Mom, that wouldn't be so bad. But if you love them and you see them die, that will scar you for life. So everyone will pick blue, I think.
Well, do you think that love and loss saying only applies to like romantic love?
What?
You know, like it's just better to love and lose and not have loved at all or whatever, you know?
No. No, it's just a relationship. So it's horrible to love your parents and then have them die. It's horrible to love your brother and then he's dead. That's horrible.
Yeah. I guess it depends too on like how long that they lived. Like if they were gonna die soon anyways because they're like 99 or something, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say blue too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 67.
Oh yeah. Because at least you got Batman. You know, there's a kid finds a genie lamp, and the genie says, "You get one wish, kid. What do you wish for?" And the kid says, "I wish I was like Batman." So the genie kills his parents. Batman's parents are dead.
Yeah.
You don't think it's funny? It's horrible. It's dark. Would you rather relive a specific moment or recreate a random moment? Specific.
Yeah, I'm thinking that because like I'm sorry, I was thinking about the question when you were talking. I was gonna say, yeah, like I was thinking originally, like my life hasn't been that exciting, like, but if you can only recreate it, it has to be randomly. You can't pick like what, like if you're making like a really great moment or something, you know.
Well, it can be, you can relive your one good moment over and over again, or just they'll make you do something stupid. And also look at the wording here. You relive a specific moment. So you could possibly come back and redo the same thing over and over like Groundhog Day versus recreate. You do it again, some stupid thing. So you could completely relive the time that you screwed the most beautiful girl you ever slept with, or you stub your toe again, just like the last time you fucking did it. But people aren't going to read that deep into it, but that's the way I read it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will think about that and think back to like sex or something, you know?
They want a specific moment. They don't want some old random bullshit, random stuff. You could do a random moment now. It doesn't have to be recreated. So yeah.
62%.
Mm-hmm. I got to start getting you to be stumped on a couple of them here so I can catch up.
Yeah.
Oh, we already had this one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Or something similar. Would you rather
Here
save
you go.
Abraham Lincoln or save JFK?
Well, I'm going to say
Go ahead. I want to hear
I,
your reasoning.
I think Abraham Lincoln got a lot more done than JFK. I think JFK probably could have had more potential to do more stuff. So, like, I would probably say JFK.
Lincoln freed the slaves and he brought a country together that was divided, whereas JFK had just started to do stuff he wanted to do. And when he actually died, they totally turned different with how he was going about Vietnam and all that stuff. So,
yeah, plus Abraham already did all the great stuff. So, like,
well, that and the other thing is JFK is more recent, so people will feel more of a tug to, oh, that's within reach. Versus Lincoln was so long ago, no actual photographs of him really exist, do they? It's mostly like drawings, isn't it?
I
don't know.
Yeah.
So I say red.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So I try to go first to see if he would say something different. So maybe you'd have a chance, but we were both wrong.
Wow.
Pretty close. 47%.
Do you know Lincoln gave a speech that was so good that they call it the lost speech because nobody bothered to write down what the fuck he said?
Oh, so they were all mesmerized, huh?
Everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's the greatest thing I ever." What did he say? I don't fucking remember. No one. They don't know what. They don't even know what it was about. They just has the lost speech.
Yeah. Usually they like even back then they had what are those people called? The stenographers that like type or write down whatever they're saying.
Mm-hmm. Would you rather skydive or bungee jump?
I think we had this one too.
I wouldn't do either. So, no. Would you rather be a horse jockey or a NASCAR driver?
Oh, come on, man. Well, you see, this is I think this is a gender based question here.
Why? Because you think chicks will go for the horses?
Well, of course.
I think the majority of people will pick NASCAR because even women can be rednecks, and rednecks like the NASCAR. Horses.
They like watching it, but I don't know if they like driving them.
Okay. Well, the girls like the Earnhardt. He's a stud.
Yeah.
Name one horse jockey. Go ahead. I'll wait. I don't even watch.
I mean, you're right. There is no.
I don't watch NASCAR, and I can name 5 or 6 NASCAR drivers off the top of my fucking head. Was it Petty? Richard Petty was NASCAR, wasn't he?
Right.
The guy in the hotel, was it Hotel 6 or Motel 8 commercial? Michael Waltrip. Look into the whites of Michael Waltrip's eyes. He takes the glass off. The kid's like, "It's Michael Waltrip," and the dad doesn't fucking realize that they're at the hotel with them. Like I said, Earnhardt Jr., fucking Jeff Gordon. I mean,
I'll give you I'll give you a charity. I'll say blue.
Yeah, I can't think of a single fucking guy that rides a horse. All they have to be is short. I don't.
I'll say blue. Yeah, I knew that was gonna.
Wow.
Yeah, you got 73%.
I read something on Reddit that it sounds kind of sexist, but my wife liked it because the like a lot of women are into horses. Like most, what do they call them? What's the word if you're into horses? Equestrian.
Right.
A lot of them are women, and
my mom rode a horse. She rode it. She did like small competitions actually, like local things.
Well, there was like your birth mother, or your other
Yeah, my
mother.
real mom. Yeah.
Okay. The but yeah, they were talking about women who are into horses. I don't remember the exact original statement, but a comment somebody on Reddit said, "Yeah, horse bitches are like crazy cat ladies with money." That's yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
afford a bunch of cats or one big fucking cat that eats hay.
Yeah. I remember my mom would bring home like the different color ribbons and stuff, and I think blue always was like for first place, and I remember
Yeah.
she got some of those. So
You ever heard that song, "The Scotsman"?
no.
It's basically a Scotsman passes out after going to a bar, and these girls go past him, and they pull up his skirt to see if he's wearing underwear, and he's not, because technically it's against the law to wear underwear under a kilt. So anyway, so they're like, well, we got to get out of here. So they take a blue ribbon and they tie it around his wiener, and he gets up and to piss behind some trees, and he sees it, and he says, well, lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you've won first prize. So it's funnier in the song because you're not expecting it, but yeah. So would you rather take the cinnamon challenge or take the gallon challenge?
I'm gonna already say that I would rather take the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah, a spoonful of cinnamon or a gallon of milk. Yeah, so cinnamon.
Well, it doesn't even say milk, like any
Yes,
kind
it
of
does.
gallon.
Google some videos before you make your decision. Hint: the gallon challenge involves milk.
Well, obviously LA Beast and Furious Pete have done variation of it, so I wasn't sure. Yeah, so cinnamon.
Pete ate an entire jar of cinnamon.
Yeah, well, you had one of those containers that comes in. Yeah.
It's a jar. Most people can't eat a fucking spoonful without gagging.
You could die from that shit, man.
He didn't care. Would you rather never be able to touch anyone or never be able to talk to anyone again? Red. People are horny.
Yeah.
In this day and age, no one talks anyway. How many minutes do people use on their phone? Seriously. Seriously.
Right.
Seriously.
Nobody talks anymore.
Right. We all text. And we don't even text half the time. I talk to Ben and you on Hangouts because I'm at Wi-Fi and I don't want to use my data. Ben's got Verizon, so it's free for me to talk to him, and I still message him on Hangouts.
Well, we might have done this already because I think weren't we asking like if he could text and stuff or whatever?
I don't fucking
do
remember.
other forms of communication.
These all cross over into gray areas where you can ask questions and they don't put them on there.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll say touch too.
No. I said people will say red.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I was thinking like I still want to be able to touch someone, so like I was just because they had touch in there. But yeah, red.
Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. That's stupid.
Yes, people aren't as horny as we thought, I guess.
I gotta talk to somebody. No.
It was kind of close though.
Would you rather live in the Doctor Who universe or live in the Star Wars universe?
Well, I don't know this Doctor Who that well, so but I'm gonna say a lot of people would say Star Wars because that seems like it's a lot more popular. I mean, usually you ask people if you're Star Wars or you're a Trekkie,
Well, the Star Wars universe, you got you got
you got powers and shit.
Well, I think blue.
Okay, well that's cool. I'm gonna say Star Wars, so we're at least divided on it. Oh, and it's not good for you, man. 68%. I was hoping we would have a tie here.
Would you rather be part of a real Jurassic Park scenario or be part of a real Day After Tomorrow scenario? In Jurassic Park, you would fight to survive in a dino takeover. In the Day After Tomorrow, you would fight to survive a catastrophic climate change.
Uh,
Jurassic Park. Because people think dinosaurs are cool. Climate change is fucking boring. A lot of people don't think it even exists.
I'm gonna say like I would probably go after the Day After Tomorrow because like at least maybe you could go underground and stuff, you know.
I
But
don't know. If you stay inside
whatever.
a building, I think you're all right. The dinosaurs, unless they like break in windows, aren't going to come after you. I mean,
Weren't they able to break through walls and stuff or something?
the big ones, I don't know.
Oh, we'll see. Oh, you got it.
Oh, oh.
Yes. So I'm at 13. You're at 12. You could do this, Frank.
If you could live the movie plot as a character, would you rather experience Ferris Bueller's Day Off as Ferris or experience 16 Candles as Samantha Baker?
I never even saw that. So of course Ferris Bueller. I never saw 16. What the fuck is 16 Candles? I mean,
Seriously?
I've heard of it, but I never watched that shit, man. Is that a chick flick?
It's the Brat Pack.
I never watched anything with the Brat Pack either.
Yes, you have. Did you watch Breakfast Club?
Oh yeah, Breakfast Club. Yeah,
Pretty in Pink?
no, I haven't saw that.
Molly Ringwald basically is the main character. I'm gonna say red.
You gonna go with red? Yeah, I'll say blue.
Really?
62%. Yeah. Okay, you got. Yeah, I get this one, man.
Would you rather live an extra 50 years or be guaranteed entrance to heaven? Heaven, because it's eternal.
I'll give you a charity. I'll go for blue.
Well, if you live an extra 50 years, okay, so you're going to live to be a fucking 100. I would not want to be 100 years old. I would like to be in heaven, where my body is a 20-year-old.
We'll see. I know you're right, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it, buddy. Okay. You got to get the next one right, too.
Would you rather steal an elderly woman's purse or tell 10 orphans that Christmas is canceled?
Ooh. That's tough, man.
Christmas would be actually canceled. You wouldn't be able to give the purse back either.
Christmas would be. Hmm.
I mean, hey, at least the 10 kids, aren't injured. If you steal the lady's purse, you might hurt her.
Yeah, but you got.
Those orphans got to learn sometime that there's no Santa.
I'm sure if the lady knew about this decision, I'm sure she would be like, "Oh yeah, let the kids have their Christmas," you know.
Oh, so you could tell the lady, look, lady, it's either you or the purse. By the way, you're not getting. And then you're like, by the way, you're not getting this fucking purse back.
Yeah, but what's she gonna have like?
She might
20
have
bucks
her.
in Social Security or something in there.
She's got her bill ledger with all of her fucking checks, so she knows what's due. Hello. And her driver's license. She can't ride around in her Cadillac that she's only 4'2" in.
Well, she could get that back.
She might be feisty. You try to take her purse and you knock her ass over, and her skin's not as Stretchy is as resilient as an orphans, and the orphans will cry, but they'll get over it.
Well, I think people are gonna say that children is like, of all the age groups, children is you gotta worry about their futures the most. I mean, you might be right, but we'll see. Oh, you're right.
No, I said it's better to tell the kids.
Oh,
So you're right.
Yeah. Oh man.
So Ian won. He'd rather steal an old lady's purse. You horrible, horrible man.
You know what? I am horrible, but I'm the winner.
You're the wiener.
Yeah. Yes. I'm winner, and I'll be richer too. Now that I have a purse from an old lady, I'm gonna be a millionaire now.
With all her Werther's originals.
Yeah.
With hair and lint stuck to them.
Yeah.
You're horrible, Ian.
I am.
They don't let you into heaven for stealing an old lady's purse. But you tell a bunch of kids that there's no Santa Claus. They let you into heaven because Jesus didn't have Santa Claus.
No, well, you're pretty much taking away their Christmas. They're not gonna get any presents or anything. I didn't think it mentioned.
It's not about presents, God damn it. The real Christian thing is to remind them about Jesus and that they're gonna go to hell if they don't learn Jesus. That's the Christian thing, Ian.
Oh boy.
Presents is presents. That's not the same shit.
Well, pretty much you're taking away all their happiness.
Kids don't need to be happy. Back in my day, my favorite toy was a stick.
I mean,
then a Sega Genesis and old black and white TV set.
I mean, Scrooge, he decided it was more important for the kids to be happy than his happiness, I mean.
You talking about Scrooge McDuck? He had a fucking safe full of money. I don't follow.
No, I mean, no. The Scrooge, like with Tiny Tim and stuff.
What was his name, Ian? He had a name.
I forget. Wasn't it Scrooge? I forget.
That was his last name.
What
was his first name?
Oh, yeah, Ebenezer Scrooge, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, he was old. He thought the kids were more important.
What was the name of his dead partner that came back to haunt him?
Oh, I don't fucking know that, man. Don't ask me that.
Jacob Marley.
Yeah, you're right. Jacob Marley. Remember Tiny Tim.
What was Tiny Tim's father's name?
Bob Marley? I don't know.
I just said that. Long.
Jacob?
Bob Cratchit.
Oh, Bob Cratchit. Yeah, I haven't seen any of that. I haven't.
Do you read, Ian?
I read, but it's been so long. I don't retain those stories, man. Those Christmas stories.
These were the stories I heard when I was a kid.
Yeah, I preferred Home Alone. I watched Home Alone every year. Frank's like disappoint. You don't know.
Disappointed.
You forget all the characters from a Christmas movie.
You mean A Christmas Story?
Well, it's both.
No, the movie A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Ho, ho, ho. And he shoves him down that chute. No! I used to have Christmas cards that had Ralphie right after he says the BB gun he wants, and he's grinning at Santa.
Yeah.
Ho,
By the way,
ho, ho.
we never did this.
Yeah, trivia with Ian.
That was a fail because we didn't do it.
Yeah, you
We were
missed
just trying to get through the
Ian.
trivia. We just wanted to go home.
It's 1 a.m, motherfucker.
Yes.
I want to play video games.
Yeah, you better get into doing that Minecraft now then. Set up that stream. I want to see 10 videos done this week.
Actually, tomorrow I got to take my car to the shop. Needs an alignment.
Oh, really?
I told you I had a screw in my tire, and my other tire had a staple in it.
Yeah.
Well, my father-in-law, when we took the tires off, he goes, "Oh, there's no tread on these. It's all like, it's not just in one spot. It's all wavy." And he says it's because of the back needed to be aligned. I knew the front could get aligned back in the day. I didn't know nothing about the back. So I called the place and made an appointment. So I got to take the car over there and have them fix it.
Your front needed to be realigned.
No, my ass.
Yeah, I know.
Well, anyway, on behalf of Ian and myself and Ben and Doug and whoever else wasn't on this week, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. If you're still here, sorry.
Yeah, what are you doing with your life? You're still listening to this.
You're listening to
1 in the morning.
Horrible Ian wanting to steal a purse from an old lady, making bad life choices.
If you're listening to this at 1 in the morning, like if you're actually listening to the stream, because, I mean, let's be honest, nobody's probably listening to this right now live. I mean, people like our followers, our couple followers probably actually download it later, or play it later.
Yeah, probably. But we go on when it's convenient for us, not because we should, because we can.
Well, life happens. Shit happens.
I keep getting notifications.
Shit headphones happens
for like live. Watch so and so live. I'm like, I'm at work. No. So we go live and everyone's like, I'm going to bed. No. So
yeah. Well, we'll probably be changing that. Like I said, we're going to be I was telling you before, we're going to be probably try to start the show on Saturdays now so we can do it a little bit earlier. And it'll be easier for you. We'll be all relaxed and stuff. You won't be working. Usually, I don't know how many more weekends are going to be.
I don't know.
Having you work, but
too many. But thanks for joining us if you're there, and we'll see you on the other side, boss.
Bye. Bye.
Boobs.
Balls and wieners.